Alright, it seems what remains is stable, so, is it? There it is. Yep. What remains is stable. I suppose I should move my webcam over from where it was. Hi everyone. Notice a lack of normal music in the background? Notice a lack of starting soon screen? Yep. There's been a few things which are broken. Oh, this has been a week. This has certainly been a week. Welcome in, everybody, to half a stream. It'll last a full length. Is the webcam settings working? I think it looked a little flickery there. Might have... I wonder where I saved the profiles on that. Let me just check. I didn't actually check if the audio profile saved. Oh, no, the audio profile is saved on the solid state. Good, that's still alive. Okay. Alright. So welcome on in, everyone. Let me walk you through what has happened. It's very simple. About an hour and 15 minutes ago, I heard a... And all of a sudden, File Explorer wasn't responding, and anything whatsoever that would try and open up a file wasn't responding. I restarted the computer, and one less hard drive was connected. Despite changing cables, despite trying various bits and pieces, that hard drive is no longer responding. And that hard drive is the one with most of the Engineer stuff on it. You see, I put the solid state to have all the things that need to load quickly, like video games, because you need good loading times. But all the things that don't need to load quite so quickly, like core video files, like the standard intro that is used in videos, or the starting soon screen, or all of the background music, graphics like Arrow good. Yep, that's nope. So Nancy's saying, well, I guess let's go into an IT tech to get things recovered. Nope. There are two problems with that one. Problem number one, that is expensive. Which is why I am smart enough to at least have some backups. Some. I don't remember when I last did a backup, so I'm going to have lost some of the more recent stuff. Issue number two. Both the main hard drive and backup hard drive in this computer are stuck in the case due to a manufacturing fault with the case. Unbeknownst to me, when putting the drives into this case, they will never ever come out again. Ever. In fact, here is part of the caddy for the hard drive. Yep. That's supposed to be attached. That is supposed to be attached and would help to remove it. Yeah, there's a little bit of an issue with that. The drives are stuck. Can I disassemble the case? The case is riveted together. It's one of those looks nice cases. I didn't know looks nice included rivets, which means in order to access those drives now would require physically disassembling the case. Let me tell you what I'm not going to do. That.
You have excellent taste.
Good vibes for you to offset the week.
Thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. The secret one. Offer a £25 tip there. I really do appreciate that. And also, earlier Miralabe as well, on the starting soon screen. Gifted out 5 subs there to Malpheus, to Sathanthos, to Vandushammer03, to Pepperoni23, and to Desktop123. A lot of threes in there. Miralabe and Secret One both. Thank you very much for your support. I do appreciate it. Cheers. So what I'm currently running on is the remaining solid state drive, which is still working and accessible, and the backup hard drive on which there is... I had a look, there are some files on there. There is the ending screen, so I can still rewire that one in. There is a test of me going, okay, testing, 1, 2, checking the audio, so they're coming through, and smart at the camera. Yeah, that's a very useful video to have, definitely. And then I have half of the raw footage of testing different Paragram hutches for that video. Yeah. Zen Crimson saying, what if you're astronomically lucky, perhaps it'll magically just start working again? I doubt it, because unfortunately I am not astronomically lucky. I am lucky. This hard drive has outlived the age it probably should live. It has come from a previous computer. I knew that it was long life and should be replaced, but because it was stuck in the case, I figured, you know what, we'll hold out until I get into new living circumstances and I'll be able to set up a new, larger setup and I'll transfer files over. I'll do it as all one thing. Didn't work out. That's on me for trying to make it easier on myself, gambling against failure. I shouldn't gamble. I shouldn't gamble. So, yeah. Very much due for some luck this week. I mean, things haven't all been terrible, but yeah. I see you on YouTube before? Yes, indeed. Well, you may not have seen me, but you've definitely come across my videos. Welcome on in. Do I have a build of the new weapon on the Twitch stream? Here's me talking about how my week has been abysmal and how part of my computer's failed. And was like, hey, have you built the new weapon yet? Alright. Was yesterday the only day you could get the AX-52? Currently, yes. The AX-52 is very likely to become a Barra offering sometime in the future. I don't remember how long it was between Tenacon and Vastalok, or Tenacon and Gotva, but that's the kind of time when you're looking at. So, like, maybe a month or so, I think it was. Maybe a couple months. Something along that line. Do I have a free SATA port for an SSD? I have a SSD slot. I can just move the cables over to a new drive, but the more important bit is that I've got drives which are just stuck, which is kind of a problem. So I'm just going to have to work around that. I have ways and means. I know what I need to do. It's just annoying that I have to do what I need to do. Yeah. Zen Crimson, cheers. If it's detected, you might want... No, it's not detected. I have checked through add remove drives and partitioning. I have checked through File Explorer. I have checked with my fancy little testing USB, which I may have made a copy of to grab all the testing hardware, commercial testing hardware from a previous job. Very nice of them to have absolutely no security or checks on that. Works for me. I have checked with all of those, and absolutely all of them have said, what drive? There's nothing there. I swapped the cables around to the drive that was being detected, and now they detected the drive that was being detected on the other cables, and on the ones which have been switched to the drive, nothing's there, dude. Yeah. Oops. It's dead. I'll go put it in the garden, right next to my cat. Yeah. So, let's make a gun happen, shall we? Let's make a gun happen. Okay, that definitely does not match the vibe of normal Warframe. Oh, the clipping. We'll just accept that. Is there a way to take the thing off? Does it have a... No. Okay. Alright. We're just gonna... Well, there's clearly only one thing left to do. If it's gonna clip like that, there is only one thing left to do. There we are then. Okay, much better. Excellent, there we are. That about sums it up. AX, copy Warframe colours. Oh, there we are. That's beautiful. Energy needs adjusting though. Can't be having grey energy. Let's go for bright blue. Perfect. Yep. Alright then. Yep. That's today. Oh, Sansi wanted piss colour. Alright, sorry. Sansi, forgot about your particular interest. Alright, have some piss. There you are. Okay, gives you mental damage? We're having a great day, aren't we? Oi? What do you mean, oi? You asked for it. You literally went piss. Oh. You literally posted that. We have it here in the chat record. Everyone can see it. You chose that. You brought it up. Oh dear, 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 dear. Yeah, it's going to be one of those kinds of streams. Alright, let's just do a whole bunch of upgrading, shall we? Let's put on a deadhead because this is a weapon that apparently loves some headshots. A unique trait, hip-fired shots and plus 60% ammo efficiency, so you can just kind of spray and pray. And aim headshots at plus 100% critical chance. Question number 1, is that actually plus 100% modded, or does it double the base value? Easy way to find out. Grab ourselves critical chance. This one here, if it's modded, we won't get to 100%. If it is base value, we will get to 100%. Let's see what happens. Make sure there's no companion equipped. Yep, there we go. Beautiful. Let's head on down to the sim. Let's head on down to the sim with this absolutely ugly frame. Yep. Ambient Warframe music really adds to despair. Yeah, I thought, you know what, let's just put that one in the background there. We don't need it overriding, just a little bit of a vibe. Just a bit of a vibe will do us fine. Why do I have an inbox message? Mirror Labe. Hi there, that AX-52 Tenacon drop, is there any other way to get the weapon? Right now, no. In the future, yes. That weapon will be available again in the future, just like previous Tenacon release weapons, but that future is going to be on the order of a couple months, most likely. Not right now. Let me guess. A rifle skin. Is that what we're looking at here, Mirror Labe? In that collection, is that going to be a rifle skin? If so, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Let's have a quick look at that, shall we? Yeah, of course it. Oh god, that just made it even worse. Oh, it's like something out of a Barbie set. Oh, I hate it. It's brilliant. Same as Gotva? Yeah, that's what I'm basing the information on. It's probably going to be like a Gotva situation. Oh, Grendel, what is up with this aiming? I actually didn't realize I couldn't aim through the shoulder. That is a little bit of a problem. Yep. You have not yet figured that out. Okay then. We might need to temporarily switch to a slightly less disgusting Grendel. There we go. Sonic the Grendel. Got it. What did you just pop into? Ken having a moment this week. Oh, hold up. Okay, that's a lot of orange crits. Well, okay, yeah, that's, Alright, so... I just want to ask, DE, aimed headshots have plus 100% critical chance, but it's clearly doubling the critical chance. Or is it a 100% flat crit? Or is it adding, like, straight up... Oh yeah, it might not be doubling. If I go... Any more critical chance I can apply to this in a controlled manner? This, with the base of 26, that'll add on 26 times 1.35, another 35. That'll get us to 100%. Is it definitely flat 100% like Avenger? Alright. So this then, if it's flat 100% like Avenger, this should give us a flat 200%, so we should see only orange crits with a slight bit into red crit. Pretty much only orange. That's what we should get with this, pretty much only orange. With a little bit into red. But that means as well, then if I take out all of this, we should still only get yellow and orange crits. We shouldn't see anything white. Should be no white crits now. White hits. Yep, sure enough. Alright, it's 100% flat. Again, using plus... I just... They could use terminology for this. They don't. Whatever. Alright then. I appreciate you guys verify what you've already tested on that one. Or at least bring it out there. So, I just also realized there is absolutely no music in the simulacrum. That is unsettling. On a stream, that is unsettling. Showing us percent, yeah. Plus 7% flat crit sounds really strong. It could be. It depends on the rest of the weapon stats, though, because we have a look at this. We have got a base 40 damage and fire rate 10. So we got 400 base rate there. Even if we account for the crits being, say, a standard 200%. With crit multiplier 2.4, that's going to get quite a lot of work done. In terms of 200% with normal modding, you'll be expecting something like a 50% plus base crit. Pure puncture? Yeah, pure puncture. Which can also add yet more crit, but not a lot more. So, 400 DPS pre-crit, and then crits giving, in standard format, probably something like a 5 times, 6 times multiplier, depending on modding. Let's compare that to, say, something as basic as the Fullman. So the Fullman here, on automatic mode, 33 damage, 9.33 fire rate, so that is lower, same critical multiplier. Slightly higher critical chance, except for the fact that it doesn't have the extra special effects. So the Fullman stats are actually not that far behind. And gives us somewhere to work from, compared to the AX. We also know the AX has an 18% status chance. Fullman not an automatic, only 10%. Interesting. If we have a look at the Fullman Prime, how does that then compare? So the crit chance goes up, the crit multiplier is the same, still 33 damage, still 9.3 fire rate. So again, yeah, we're looking about comparable to that. I feel like that is about where we're getting the comparison. It's coming up at around a Fullman Prime automatic level. That's where I'm getting the feeling there. With more status, but we're not getting the innate electric. Interesting. Fullman Prime where? What do you mean Fullman Prime where? It's on your screen. I know the stream has had a lot of issues, but it's not having that issue. So, we're building it basically like Fullman Prime, but only for automatic mode. We don't get to enjoy the benefits outside of that. And for that then, I mean, Hunter Munitions sounds like order of the day, doesn't it? Hunter Munitions definitely sounds order of the day on this one. So, let's make that work. I mean, we could go pure damage approach rather than that slash, but we can go pure damage and just have this as part of it as well. That's not exactly problematic. Puffin saying corrosive cold also works too. I mean, yeah, it should. In fact, you know what? Sorry, let's do that. Let's do that. With this, because I know that the Fullman struggles to get initial kills, we are going to have a Serration on this one. That does feel like a smart idea. I know it's going to offend some people. Those people are just going to have to deal with it. I don't like having to struggle to get those initial stacks going. Deadhead we're going to stick with as well. Let's get our Corrosive Cold started up here. I'm not going to focus on status effects too much. I don't care. We're not currently built into the crit damage here, so we're going to need to level this up to get value out of it. Well, I might actually bring these down for now so I can fit more in. Blast? Yeah, Blast is an element. Congrats. Let's do this, and Vital Sense. We'll start with there for now, because when we scope in we get the mass amount of crit chance, we don't need to worry too much around that right now. I'm not sure about not modding any crit chance into it, but we can think around that. But we need to get this leveling. First thing you tried is Viral Slash Hunter Munitions. I mean, Viral Slash and Viral Heat and Corrosive Cold, they're all pretty standard stuff. There's not a lot of modding curiosity you can do with a rifle as basic as this. There's just not. You can change up the elements to your own personal whim, but at the end of the day, even with the overhaul of damage types, status types, enemy armor, the same usual bits apply. You split your stats up, because different stats multiply, same stats add. So, additively, we've got 3 elementals. Additively, we've got Serration to Deadhead. And that's it. The rest is multiplicative. Cold Reload works better. Unless you're meaning over here, but yeah, I want to keep Deadhead, so... Oh, reloads pistol mod. That was what I was thinking, yeah. We'll just run with this. Alright. It's not fully modded because we've not managed to get the level up so far, because it's the first we're actually having a look at any of the value on this. Not going to use any ability buffs, because people that show off weapons by going, hey, look at what happens when I equip it to Sarin, isn't impressive. Whereas that is impressive. Those were level 195 Steel Path Heavy Gunners. How quickly can we clear them all out? No weapon buffing. Oops, gotta reload. I think having Prime Shred might be my final choice on this one, because I'm currently lacking fire rate. That will make this a lot faster and give us the punch through. Because this doesn't have innate, does it? No, it doesn't have innate punch through. Yeah, Prime Shred is going to be the final slot of focus on this one. Yeah. So, if we temporarily go... Dagath gives us punch through, was it? No, not punch through, Dagath, Corvex. Corvex gives us passive punch through, doesn't he? Yep. If we combine that then with the companion, go with Worm Prime, that's going to simulate adding in Prime Shred. That's going to simulate that effect. Would Blast be God? God or good? Good. Good comes down to what status output you're going to get. So if we do this here now, get our initial stacks. And of course, punch through doesn't work too great on these gals because they're stood so much taller. We can't get the headshot follow through. But we're getting some value there. All right, what if we put this onto Lavos now, and we add in blast? Let's go that. Lavos blasting. Let's see what happens. Oh, we knocked everything down. So here is the problem with Blast. It doesn't do as much as people would like to believe. But that's only against same large units. What about intermission? What about intermission? Where we can also get some EXP loading up. Isn't it just 100% of 1 bullet at 10 stacks? You get 300% of all the blast stacks accrued. 300% of that, without counting for elemental bonuses. That includes the blast not included. With Lavos, I'm using Velen's Formation, so I'm adding in guaranteed blast procs. Every single hit will proc blast and therefore cause it to happen. But it's also adding in a lot of elemental damage, which isn't accounted for. With elemental already on the weapon as well, we're getting less than 1 bullet of value of damage in the blast pop. Bang, sorry, in the blast bang. The pop is what we're avoiding. But the blast bang is not going to be that impressive overall. It's going to be less damage than we applied to the enemy because of the elemental imbalance. Can I show the build? We're still working. Focus on the builds when they're built, alright? Otherwise, watch the stream. You'll see the builds as they happen. If I show people builds every 5 minutes, someone goes, can we see the build, please? We won't actually make a build happen. So just sit back, relax, and the full build will be when it's actually built. Let's shoot something. Works pretty good with grouping AoE. I mean, that's literally any AoE and grouping. That's how you make AoE, certainly small AoE good, you group.
With quick deaths, and I with your victory.
Have I ended up reading, trying the Daikyu stuff? Flo, mostly it seemed like you were confused about what was happening with the mecha set more than Daikyu. Clarity TV, thank you very much for subscribing to the channel there with your Prime, much appreciated. Thank you very much on that. Alright, I should not be spending my damage at the moment, I need to be getting initial stacks to get Deadhead powered up and get multi-shot, there we go. Now we don't have Punch 2 at the moment because I'm on Lavos, not Corvex, and we're going to have Prime Shred involved. Did I take off some Arcanes? Oh no, I have got Arcane Grace. Yeah, so this is currently set up to need the headshots. If we don't have headshots, we don't have crits. If we don't have crits, we don't have power. Have to hit those headshots. Oh, and apparently I have Arcane Eruption equipped. That's not helpful. Why do I have Arcane Eruption equipped? That's mildly frustrating. Actually, that is mildly frustrating. But yeah, Blast's whole thing really is, hey, you can group up stuff and guarantee procs or big proc moments does big proc damage. Oops, wrong setup. Like, Blast isn't actually game-changing. That reload is definitely hurting us, but remember this is not a finished setup. What is wrong with my modding? I'm losing a lot more hit points than I should be. Am I on the wrong build? I might be on the wrong build. Also doesn't help that I'm not killing that quickly right now. Let's switch off a Blast. Let's switch us over to Viral. I mean, again, Arcane Eruption, knocking things over, is making my day quite the problem. Definitely not helping there. What if we hit fire for a bit? Well, then we lose our crits. So that's just a bad idea as well. You know what? Let's do this. That's annoying me. What's the setting you have that makes damage numbers fly away? I think that's Cloud or something. Oh, just enhanced, I guess. Is that just under, is it accessibility or HUD? Interface, there we are. Yeah, just enhanced, I guess. Do we know if the ADS gives flat crit chance or modded? It's a flat after mods. Flat value after mods. Am I some kind of professor? You're very good at mathematics. You don't need to be a professor to be able to follow mathematics. I'm certainly not a professor, no. I have not earned that term, not in the slightest. Alright, do I have something that can give me reload speed? That's for snipers. On reload that's damage to primaries. Nope. Okay. That is not what I'm looking for. That ain't gonna do what I need. Alright then. Merciless? Yeah, but that means switching to Merciless rather than Deadhead, which could be an option. But it means a lot more killing to get it work. Maybe Health Loss was just because of slow kill rate, honestly. Could have been, yeah. Although I've got Vigilante Pursuit on for some reason. Where the hell have I got that on there? Don't need that. In fact, we don't need all this enemy radar these days. To be quite frank with you, we can go for a bit of corrosive projection. That's a little bit more interesting. And, Swift Bite. Yeah, let's do that. That's better. I think I might have been trying to test what was up with the map and then just never fixed it back. Yeah. If you missed the con yesterday, do you know how to get the AX? You'll need to wait. It'll probably be with Barrow in the future, and by future I mean like 1 to 2 months time. Just the same as was happened with the Gotva Prime and the Vastalok in the past. So if you go to the Gotva's page, see how long it was between Tenacon and when it was released via Barrow, expect about the same wait on that. Do I go for a weapon damage arcane? Might be a bad idea, given else what we got. If I just search primary. Is there anything for primary that might be of interest? I could get more fire rate, that could be slightly ridiculous. On headshot, chance for damage to the weapons. That could work. In fact, if I go with that, I could take out Serration. Yeah, let's go with that right now. As a temporary matter, we go with that. We'll take out Serration, and we can replace that then with Prime Shred to give us that punch through as well. That gives us something to work with. So we'll have our punch through, we'll have even more fire rate. That could get a little bit ridiculous. Doesn't mean we are going to burn through ammo like no one's business, but we can work with that. We can work around that. I know there's all kinds of different arcanes we could try and mess with here, which also is on the pure damage side, but the problem is then we'd have to bring it back in over here. And I'm not that excited looking at these options, I'll be very honest with you. Yeah. Ratio's good. Yeah, it's what we're on. Primal Frostbite not good enough. The problem is that it'll take away from 360% damage here, plus the headshot bonus, plus recoil bonus. I've not even looked into recoil so far. To give us instead multi-shot and crit damage, which, whilst that can have value, certainly with the crits that we have, it means we do need to find that pure damage elsewhere, which would be compromising something else in this build right now. So, yeah, it's hard to trade off. Those Steel Path Arcanes came out swinging. Gonna be reloading more than shooting this weapon? Maybe, maybe. Don't really think I have a way to fix that one, yeah. Don't really have a fix on that. I'm gonna keep the Barbie colours right now. I hate it, so we're sticking with it. Yeah, let's do that. Let's stick with that for now. I'm gonna stick on the coal, corrosive. Main thing is that we've gotten rid of the eruption, so I'm no longer going to be knocking things down like an absolute lemon. Because that was frustrating. That was definitely frustrating. So, let's go back in again, see how it feels now. One thing of note with the ammo efficiency is that if you're hip firing, you might be able to combine that, in fact I think can combine that with energized munitions, infinite ammo. That could be interesting. The only downside is you're losing a huge critical bonus, which cannot be ignored. You know what? Let's try blast here. I mean, that's looking nice. This is a pretty congested area. God, the amount of reloading we are going to be doing. I might want to turn damage numbers off for a bit. But it looks nice. This might call for energized munitions, not gonna lie. Alright, what if we switch to gas now? How are those gas zones going to work out for us? I mean, that's pretty nice. Considering we're getting guaranteed gas with each of those hits, and all the benefits that Lavos can provide to gas, you look at how that's choking out that area. Those guys are dying actively in that area. Oh, I heard that. Audio key for the win. Wow, he dodged out the way of my tracking. Missed a build? We ain't finished building it yet. Calm down, dude. Saying you missed a build on a live stream of something where we are actively exploring the weapon is about the same as saying that you missed Warframe because you weren't here for the Founders Pack. Like, chill. Not that bad. Right now we're exploring the weapon. I have had it in my hands for all of 36 minutes. So yeah, gas be gassy. Gas do be gassy. I'm just going to face tank that. I'm giving a lot of overshields to my worm with all this reloading. There's a thing. Alright, J-Bone, be weird about it. It's not like you're brand new and sad over nothing. Alright. Good send build for AX-52. Not really looking for other people's builds, thanks. Unless you have something revolutionary. And it really would need to be revolutionary. Otherwise, it's a rival. How much magic is there? You want to say that I need a build from you? Alright. But I'm sure you're not saying that. Would I say Lavos is the best weapons platform? Depends on your definition of best, quite frankly. What metrics you're using to measure it. I like Lavos. Lavos does good for weapons platformy stuff. He doesn't give the highest damage output a weapon can have, though. That would probably be in Mirage's hands. If not, maybe Saren. Probably Mirage, thinking about it. Alright, J-Bone, you are stepping into whiny territory. This is a singular warning for you. You came into this stream all sad about a build that's not even finished. Don't turn it into a thing, dude, or I'll just remove you from the stream. Don't whine about it. Let's get our gas going. Your Mirage feels so squishy. You might not be killing quick enough. Sil, do you honours with a warning, please? Thanks. Yeah, in terms of output, certainly if we, hey! I was saying before my gun got rudely stolen, in terms of output, it's functioning very rifly. We're getting a good kill rate in very close quarters here, but that's a large part because I'm putting in absolute elemental overload. We're gassed from Lavos. It's a full-on automatic rifle. Oh no, my health got low. Whatever shall I do as Lavos? Just double tank Blitz Xmas. But yeah, it's an automatic, lot of reloading rifle used this way. We're certainly feeling the effects of ammo economy due to major fire rate bonuses. Can you stop taking that? If I make a gun this, better change the weapon skin back. No, I might let the comments have a field day. Might just let the comments have a field day. Oops, I've switched to corrosive. Just realised what I did there. Corrosive is usually a right option, but we'll go back on the gas because, again, close quarters groups just gives us some damage ticks. They die just a little bit faster. Okay, apparently that was not ticking. All his butchers just fell over. Your levels is too squishy. If your levels is squishy, you're not applying his health tank. He is designed for a health tank. He lives and breathes for a health tank. There is no rolling guard on this build flow. There is no rolling guard on it. If you need rolling guard on Lavos, I would genuinely say you are doing it wrong. Alright, I probably should have checked if I fully leveled it there, but whatever. And fully leveled. Just about, actually. All good. First time using the Oscuro Sin search you. Well, it did just get gifted to me by a viewer. So as to give me a skin that clipped perhaps a little bit less through every single Warframe than the main skin. That's why it's got Fairy Grendel's colours. Oh, alright, Flo, sorry. I thought someone was... you were responding to a person on about the Lavos. I mean, if someone's struggling with Mirage, I recommend you just check out my Mirage guide, and then you'll live forever. Ish. Ish. Alright, let's polarize the F out of this. There we go. But what do I seriously want to do with that? To be quite honest. Question is what direction to take it. What we're seeing is with Lavos, we don't need to worry about going Hunter Moo Moo or anything like that. Is there still a way to get an AX-52? Yes. Wait 1 to 2 months, most likely. Reload mod? Yeah. Radiator reload is probably the one, isn't it? Oh, reload. And it's only 7 drain. Excellent. You know how that works. Alright. That brings that down a chunk. Yeah, that brings it down a chunk. Gives us another element, which would matter if we were actually using Galvanized Aptitude. I am not currently using Galvanized Aptitude on this here, and that might be an option to use instead of Prime Shred. Can I get that to fit like this? Yes, I can. Let's try that instead. I've lost the Punch Through, but honestly, when we're aiming for headshots, Punch Through isn't as great. And then we switch the damage out of this for instead... Acceleration, which is an arcane I'd leaned on for a lot as a newer player. That's going to give us our fire rate instead. I mean, it's still going to be kind of obnoxious on the fire rate, but it's still fire rate. I still think Sick of the Deadhead might be an idea, because we stack up the damage bonus very quickly. It feels like a good idea, but I could just go full Merciless. Problem is, Merciless is even less valuable with Radiated Reload in there, because Merciless is going to be additive to that. We get, what is it? Here it is. Yeah, 30% reload speed, so it's not even as much as this mod. Yeah. We'll stick with Deadhead. We'll stick with Deadhead. If you do not receive your AX drop by Monday, I would suggest contacting Warframe customer support, see if they can help you out. Just make sure you've done all the bits and pieces. Make sure Twitch definitely says you both earned and claimed the drop. If Twitch doesn't say that, there is nothing that DE support can do to help you. Make sure you check that first on Twitch's end. It must show in your drop inventory that you earned and claimed that drop. If it's done that, then wait till Monday. If it's still not come through, then get in touch with DE support. You gotta remember, there are so many people claiming these things. And Twitch is held together by duct tape, as is today's stream, because, well, I probably have the same issue as Twitch. Hard drives broke, and steps were not properly taken.
These foes deserve your respect. Honor them with quick deaths.
I'll think about that flow as and when I look to final optimization. At the moment, I'm seeing if this is even worth the time and consideration.
They're trying to choke you out. Hold on. I'm sending auxiliary life support.
I'm going to try doing this without lavelsing. No valence formation. What value do we get without valence formation? And I've got the radiation distracting enemies, which is helpful to those who need to tank more. I am Lavos. Grenier turning away because of that radiation, though, does make it harder to get the headshots. Especially when they flinch and their shoulder pad comes up, blocking it. I think treating this more like a burst is almost an idea here for the ammo efficiency. Just finding the next target, burst, find next target, burst. Weird watching a bunch of survive, but there we are. But doing it this way, we're getting very slow kill rate, honestly. Very slow, because there's no AoE function whatsoever at the moment. Part of that comes down to modding. Part of that just comes down to the fact that we're not using valence formation. It is strong. This doesn't feel like a very high meta weapon. It feels like people want AK, they got AX. Alright, let's valence formation this shit. And we're seeing the kind of damage output that is generating is honestly still mediocre. This game loves AoE, this gun is not AoE. So the constant reloading, slowing down the target reacquisition, that's definitely not helping us out here. Do we have courage of the character compared to? Honestly, that might not be a bad shout. Let's do a 5-minute mission here, if we get that far. And then grab the Kuva Carrack, have a look at the damage numbers. I'll run it through the premium calc I made. See what all the theoreticals come out to. This reload time is certainly pain. Ammo doesn't feel like an issue right now. Which is good at least. It doesn't take many bullets to kill an individual. It's just then translating to the next headshot, because if we're going to get that bonus we need to get the headshots. I could hip fire and use up ammo more slowly, and if you use that with energized munitions it will be infinite ammo, but you're losing so much damage doing that. Because not only are you no longer getting the crit bonus, you're also not aiming for the headshots, because otherwise you just aim, so you're losing even more damage again. Golf is pretty mediocre, I agree. People look at it like, hey, it's amazing, it does some colours and the screen and stuff. It's the golfer. Hello, Violence. We'll certainly tear you apart because Lavos is Lavos. These guys do not like high fire rate crits. That got slowed? Oh no. So sad, too bad. Single target can't keep up? It can't keep up when you have to take time to kill. If I could sweep across these, at that point I suppose we'd be blurring the line between single target and AoE, wouldn't we? But yeah, the fact that I'm spending any amount of time and effort aiming and then shooting with a non-AoE weapon, it just creates its own problems. This game is scaled to have something like 100 kills per minute to properly maintain life support here. 100 kills per minute, that's kind of a lot. If you're spending a second per enemy, you are spending too long. Far too long. Half a second per enemy is good, but then you've got downtime between enemies for various reasons. Yeah, let's dip out. How's the level on that? Only 22? Ah, whatever. How many former do we really want to invest? Try an energized musician? Oh, that's a reply. Alright. Zom, you seem to stop halfway through your point there. You never really broke down numbers for how fast you need to be killing enemies. Specific to this mission, 100 Grenadier kills per minute is about the breakpoint on whether or not you can maintain life support indefinitely. Less than 100 kills per minute, and you are at serious risk of just running out of life support within 10 to 15 minutes. Sometimes within 5. More than 100 kills per minute, and you'll almost certainly be good for life support throughout the mission. 100 kills per minute seems about the breakpoint on this mission. It's why I use it as kind of my litmus test for the abilities and the weapons. We're not being interacted with by nullifiers, we're not being interrupted by noxes, we're not having to deal with all kinds of weird, silly shenanigans, and the Grenadier are a good testing faction. Yeah, without capsules on, yeah. If you get less than 100 kills per minute, you need to use life support capsules. If you can't maintain a survival mission with the life support capsules, your kill rate is abysmal. Get back to drawing board. Straight up. Are the drops still on? No. Drops were yesterday, not today. Is it too late to start as a new Warframe player? Absolutely not. The entire game is still there, sans events. You can absolutely join Warframe today. If anything, D continue to improve the new player experience. They made some new player improvements very recently with a hotfix just gone. So, yeah. Absolutely. It's not too late to start new as a new player here. Yeah, poor thing. 100 kills per minute does seem to be about standard. Against the Grenadier, and seems corrupted as well, handles it. Against other factions, there is a different weighting involved. I'm fairly certain you need more KPM against the Infested. Simply because there are more of them, typically. They die easier. Cheers, Mirrorlane. If you're looking to get a Hammershot mod, you should head on over to Warframe.market. You'll find plenty of people there who have a spare, and they're willing to trade for a bit of platinum. Warframe.market. Okay, so let's change this up here. It's currently set to cold corrosive radiation. Let's go for innate gas on it. Let's go for gas cold radiation. Probably not a good idea, but we're going to try it. I'm wondering actually about taking the radiation out for just reload speed. I noticed that reload speed is faster. That's annoying. That is annoying. That radiated reload is better than fast hands. But I kind of want to take the radiation weighting out to improve my gas weighting. So gas at the moment is 22.9. If I switch to this, it becomes 27.8. That's a pretty significant increase. That is a pretty significant increase. Prime fast hands requires a former. And not only can I not former right now, I really don't want to put on a dash former, because this is the only mod using dash polarity here, so a dash former would actually be a problem. I could put a D former here, and that would give me 7 capacity. Yeah, I'd fit fast hands then, but again, I'm not at 30 yet to do a D former. That's assuming I want a D former on it. That's the bit with building the build, is trying to get there first. Can't get the AX-52 anymore? Not today, no. It'll probably be back in the game via Barricadier in about 1 to 2 months, and after that point tradable from players. But not before then, most likely no. Try Rifle Elemental thing? Ah, yes, Elementalist. Rifle Elementalist. Status damage and punch through. Again, we're aiming for the head, so punch through is not so great. Status damage is a nice multiplier, but I like having the reload speed. That is a toughie. I could drop the cold for this. I could drop cold. At the moment, gas 27.8. If I do... Well, I can't drop the cold for it, apparently. I am out of modding capacity for that. 27.8. Gas is 29.5. Swing slightly in its favour for some reason. Ah, yeah, because of this. Do I have a lower ranked fast hands? Let's mod one on and get that to 6, just to min-max the stats I have available at the moment. This is the new weapon, yes. So take it to there, just to fit this weapon specifically right now. As I've said, to explain my point a bit more clearly, I don't think a single target bad, AoE good, it's that damage and sustain falls behind. It's pretty simple and far from overpowered automatic and cardins. I've heard mixings and can't even beat Cupid characters and amazing as an automatic either. Yeah, I did say in that discussion it's not just single target bad, AoE good, it's that AoE doesn't need as much damage per target to still obliterate. If we are spending time per target, single target cannot keep up, because even at 0.5 seconds per enemy, that's 120 kills per minute. If you have any drop in efficiency on that, any downtime on that 0.5 seconds per enemy, you will be likely to fall below that 100 kills per minute threshold, which single target cannot afford. All the while, you are constantly on the ball of switch, 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 switch. Now, you think in a 10-second period, that's going to be 1/6 of that 100 kills. That's about 16 kills in 10 seconds you need. So switching targets to headshot targets, this is a headshot-focused weapon, 16 times in 10 seconds is a lot. That is a lot. My headphones are these. These are some cheap Sonys I picked up at an airport. I picked them up at an airport in... Oh god, we're going back now. Let me think. I would have been... Then... Coming up to 20... These are, I think, 11 years old. Yeah, I picked them up 11 years ago in an airport. There we are. Do you get free Siren after watching? Nope, that happened yesterday. You missed it. You missed it. Alright, let's give this a try. Going for the pure gas approach. We've got 29.5% on the gas, and we've got the status damage bonus, and we got the punch through bonus. We have to drop some bits to make this work, but let's see what happens. It probably won't work. I'll be quite honest, it probably won't work. But let's see what happens. This is trying to make it happen without using level assist features. In fact, to that end, what if I bring along Gauss, and then I have a Gauss with energized munitions? We could see how that works out. We could see how that works out. This is an older looking build. See what happens. Swap the nullifier for acceleration, because that was part of the setup at the moment. So let's see. If we rely on Gauss and see how it works out when we switch into energized munitions, I don't think that's going to do anything amazing for us. What about switching galvanized scope to critical delay? Could do that. That is an option.
Their rage is vehement, their focus impressive.
That just kind of removes focus on headshots, but for a lower result, and headshots is where a lot of our power is coming from anyway. It's a toughie. Alright. Oh, I don't have infinite ammo efficiency here. Yep. Help her out. I thought hipfire was supposed to give me a lot of ammo efficiency, whereas... Or is... Hang on. This gives 75%. The weapon gives 40%, right? They're supposed to be additive. It's additive in other areas. Did they change it to multiplicative? Did they genuinely change ammo efficiency to multiplicative? Yeah, I know I'm not set solo, I noticed that. Well, that is immensely disappointing. Oh, we're still getting a lot of ammo efficiency combining the two, but it's not 100%. Which is really unexpected. Yeah, needing energized munitions to try and get value out of the weapon, I ain't feeling it. I ain't feeling it. That ain't feeling nice. Did anyone else have issues with the AX drop not happening? If you didn't actually manage to claim it on Twitch, that's a Twitch issue. If you've claimed it and it's not come through, that's just a delay issue with hundreds of thousands of people claiming it. It can take a while. Can't help you on that, sorry. Mouse saying, Wiki says, all sources are additive except for energized. Well, energized munitions is multiplicative specifically. Ah, that's annoying. D, why are you like this? Why are you like this? What do they have against us having fun? There are some things which are just so niche that making them not stack nicely is just wild. And again, there's no... It doesn't even say on here, doesn't stack nice. It doesn't say a damn thing. Do you scared we get infinite ammo efficiency? Which is wild considering that we can already get it. We can already get infinite ammo efficiency. But they don't want it here. Sure. Imagine building into a stat and having it work. Yeah, that would be a wild thing. Up next, D reinvents Dungeons & Dragons, but if you try to spec into Perception, all the enemies get a plus 20 bonus to Stealth. Because how dare you have a stat work? Alright. Honestly, this gun is feeling exceptionally mid. Like, exceptionally mid. Is it better than Bratton Prime? Considering Bratton Prime can be Bratton Prime Incarnate? Highly doubt. Harrow gun moment? I mean, Harrow means more crits, but you can just do that with another weapon. What makes this one better for Harrow than something else? What's the MR for the AX? Doesn't matter, you just acquire it anyway. Yeah. Do I think this weapon can take on Steel Path? Yes. Do I think it can do it well? No. Go get something better. If you're on Steel Path, you can get something better. Alright, let's see. We've got gas at the moment. Let's switch this back to the corrosive. So exactly what I'm meaning on that. We won't want rifle elementals because that doesn't work with corrosive. We can shove cold in there for now. And fast hands with radiated reload. There we go. So we'll have this. And then we have the Fenmore, which I currently have set up with Viral Electric. Let's make that corrosive cold. There we are. So do the same on both of them there. Corrosive cold versus corrosive cold. Fenmore versus AX. But Ken, the Fenmore is a incarnate weapon. I don't care. We're comparing them. We're not saying they're the same, we're comparing them.
The multitude of creatures you have immortalized would cry.
I'll go back to 1999, tell Arthur his gun is boring. See, this is why we fight him. This is why Excalibur appeared to drop out of that pod. Because Excalibur, the most boring of all Warframes, had to approach the guy who had an even more boring weapon and be like, bro, you're trying to steal my thunder. Vanilla frame versus vanilla gun. I say currently carrying a Barbie abomination. Alright. Challenge versus challenge. So, heavy gunners. You can see when Deadhead and multi-shot kicks in. I'm trying to burst fire for ammo efficiency purposes. Alright then, cool. So you have an idea as to that works? Does it have pierce? Punch through? Not innately, no. Fenmore time! Let's go. Ignore all the galvanized stacks on there, they're not actually there at the moment. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Fenmore still doing Fenmore things. Yep. Fenmore still doing Fenmore things. And then if we wanted to really show where do things go, what happens when you kinda get a little bit stonkage. Coach Corpus, it'll do. What happens when we take things a little bit ridiculous? Let's swap this out temporarily for Merc, actually. No, let's actually stick with the Blight. Why not? Let's stick with Blight. Let's use Toxin Rad, not even Corrosive. Is that a terrible idea? Might be a bad idea. Thinking about it. Might be a bad idea. Do that. Deadhead works entirely because the beam can headshot. Oh, okay, I can just aim for heads. Yeah, that works. If it aims for heads, I'll aim for heads. That works. Alright. Hear you. Yep. Yep, that was, yeah. Versus, again, reminder where we came from. AX. Same kind of start. So, like, the AX can get kills. Don't get me wrong. If you are mid-game, the AX may well feel like an amazing rifle. It's just mid. It's just mid. That's the problem. It's mid. And that slows you down. When you get used to options which are much more powerful, mid feels mid. Start falling over. It's like form an automatic corrosive. Recharge. Or how about we go with shotgun mode? I mean... AoE, it works. Yeah, it works. It works. And you compare that to the AX. Yeah. With Glaive Prime and TTO come back, do you feel like it's still best in slot for Glaives? It depends on what you're doing. Zorus is exceptionally good with melee influence. Glaive Prime is now not as effective as it was because of the health buff to high level enemies and the armor reduction. But Glaive Prime is still exceptionally strong. It's just that Zorus can also be exceptionally strong too. Glaive Prime's days have been massively reduced. But like if we grab it, okay, Glaive. Well, we're currently set with melee exposure, toxin, sure, why not? Or do we go the corrosive? We'll just run this. Let's stack up melee exposure real quick. There we go. Maximum melee exposure. And this is without switching levels to anything to support that. This is without using Valence Formation. If I wanted to take that further, we would say Valence Formation. We can go... So... And it gets kills. Yeah. And again, that's not properly focusing into it there. I'm not using the slash side of it, which is why you could just use Zorus. To give you an idea as to what Zorus would look like, let me just put fake Zorus onto this. Let's grab melee influence. Yep. Let's do fake Zorus. That's fake Zorus. I didn't reach from here. I tried. Insta dead. Literally instant death. Melee influence triggered. Death. Compare that to AX. That's the difference we're working between there. How do I achieve that? So that is a combination of using melee influence, where when you proc a melee electricity status, there is a chance for all elemental status to be applied to all enemies within 20 meters. And then using levels with Valence Formation, which is giving us guaranteed electric procs. Well, I show the real Zorus. I was just working with the same weapon there, but now let's do the same with the Zorus. I'll show you Glaive because someone wanted to see Glaive. Zorus, influence, is it set up for electric? Yeah, looking good. Blah, 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 blah. Not sure on that one. I might have been talking about something on a stream with that one, but why not? So, not going to use anything from Lavos this time. Let's just throw number 1. Throw number 2. Excellent. Even recolors the screen a bit. With that still procced, throw 3. Oi, I said die. Thank you. Just gonna do a quick... Wait. Let me just smack this one until influence procs. This should proc influence, right? I just swing around a bit, not trying to kill, just trying to get the arcane to activate. Come on, electric procs. Where are you? Seriously? There we are, melee influence. Death. Is Banshee Prime still around? Yep, Banshee Prime's still in the game. She hasn't been deleted. Quest weapon, by the way? Yeah, you get this from a quest. You get this weapon from a quest. So yeah, Glaive Prime and Zoris can both do amazing things. It's just Zoris is pretty much all about the electric. Glaive also has the slash side of things if you want to go for that. But melee influence kind of strong. It do be stronky strong. Zoris' infinite combo until you spend it, which kind of undoes the whole point of it, given that you want to spend it with your heavy attacks. If you're not heavy attacking with a glaive, I think you're just doing it wrong. Pretty honestly, yeah, you're just kind of doing it wrong then. What else we got here? Melee duplicate. Sleepy Lavos. Alright then, let's get exposure fully set up. I'm going to put some viral procs into this one. There we go. Not as quick, but universal in effect. Works better when you haven't got large groups of enemies, because you don't need the chaining effect of melee influence. It still just works. That's non-AoE. AoE. Non-chaining AoE, I should say. Yeah. I mean, mind you, this is a game where you can do all kinds of stupid shit. Don't forget, all kinds of stupid shit exists. We grab this. I don't think I need to do any changes. I should probably have checked, but let's see what happens. Maybe I get this wrong and it looks silly. Hey guys, we're gonna have some tornadoes. You wanna fly? Alrighty. Oops, they're all dead. My bad. I should probably summon some new guys then. Hey, you like being in tornadoes? I like being in tornadoes. Oops, they're all dead. Wait. I don't remember giving you permission to survive over here on your own. Yeah, so like, this kind of stuff exists in the game, you know? This is the kind of stuff we can still play with, just as a matter of course, having the best time of our lives. There we go. Weird. Is Loki still... My eyes? What just happened? Why can't I jump? Now I can jump. Now I can't. Simulacrum broke. Simulacrum broke. Let's try that again, shall we? Tested too hard. Simaris had an aneurysm. Alright, let's try that again, shall we? I can jump again. Huzzah! Hey guys, do you want to have this crunch to the face? Yeah, you do. Wah! Oops, they're all dead. Oops, they're dead. Oops, they're dead. Yeah, I mean, we just have this. This is a melee weapon. Can the AX still drop? Nope. You can get it in probably a couple months' time. Oops, they're all dead. How about over there? Yeah, dead. I think I missed them a little bit. Let me try again. You know what? Let's do this. Hey! Wham. I don't think the clone's doing anything here, but everything died anyway. So that works. Can I explain how this works? Check out my guide to Exotic Contagion. Thanks, Sil. So when we got things like this in the game, these kinds of combos that exist, you can see why I then look at the AX and go, eh. Oh, Sleepy Mirage. Not just a Lavos thing. Ugh, it's so bright. Why is it doing that? I genuinely don't know. Oh, I've got Arcane Eruption. Like, I'm just not good enough at getting headshot target acquisition quick enough for this single target to matter. Did I try to guff with Zata the new AX-52? What's that going to do that's a particular note? What is that going to do that we need to look at? Because you're currently just naming a few things. I'm not sure what combo we got there. Okay mode? What? You want it to look like that? If I bullet. Make Zada crit? Okay. So, Zada's a small extension of your damage. It's just an extension of your damage. Do I have an Ember endgame build? I do have passive builds for Ember. I think some kind of nuke build. I'll be looking at revisiting Ember with her changes, so that I need to investigate. Which will be delayed on account of my hard drive dying. Half of the stream is currently missing at the moment, including the background music, because that's on the hard drive that is dead. Yeah. Oops. Oops. Do you know how to click right click? I think that person might just be having an aneurysm. How did the hard drive go poop? Well, it started dying, and then it died. Yeah. It just made a clicking noise. It started looking like worm there, which is not great, you know? That is exactly what a hard drive should not be doing. And it's dead. Yeah, it's dead. There's a dystopia video on it. It'll make the AX do 62 times the damage. 62 times from what? You know what? You enjoy the dystopia video. If dystopia has a video that you're all satisfied with, go for it. If it requires some janky combo of features from other abilities, quite frankly, it sounds like the abilities are doing the stuff, not the weapon. This is the problem with people showing off combos and being like, look at how amazing this combo is that people or others watching that then go, oh wow, that weapon is amazing. It's like, which bits are doing it? Because moments ago I showed the Sobek deleting in the entire group, so surely that's going to work on Mirage, right? I showed it working, and Mirage is high damage frame. So this is going to delete the entire room. Why is it not deleting the entire room? I specifically requested it. Why am I having to shoot them one by one? We specifically saw the room get deleted. Because different setups. Different setups. Let's get Eruption off there before we break our eyes any further. That was the entire cause of that, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Eruption. As I'm saying, buff soup is the term arbitrary used to describe this, and it's rather apt. Honestly, yeah. Yeah. Have I tried the new Endo farm? I don't watch every creator in the game. In fact, I don't watch any creator in the game. I don't watch others, I don't copy others, so... New Endo farm. Gonna need more info on that one, sorry. But yeah. Buff soup is exactly how you get things to tune. Oh, I'm just gonna do this. Oh, look at that. I have a Sobic build ready to go. Yeah, that's buff soup. That's buff soup. You go, the Sobic is amazing in the right circumstances. And granted, it is the Sobic making this happen. This is actually a poor-ass example because it is the Sobic making it happen. But if it's just a gun with some crit stats, yeah, I have guns with crit stats. I have guns with crit stats. I can just kind of shoot. Any projectile weapon with mag? Correct, yeah. It's not the projectile weapon that's working, it's mag. That is a brilliant example. Single target. That's Boltor Prime, Boltor Incarnate. Yeah, easy upgrade on it. Paris go burr. Paris go burr. So which builds the AX do we land on? It doesn't really matter. Standard crit modding seems to be the way to go. Standard hybrid modding. And it's a rifle. It's a rifle. Its unique trait means you're aiming for headshots because it's aimed headshots. Not just aiming, aimed headshots. That means a whole lot of aiming for the head. And then you've got hip-fired shots, the ammo efficiency. That's great and all, but if you're not aiming for the head, you're missing out on a lot of damage. 60% ammo efficiency, your ammo lasts 2.5 times as long. Cute. But you need 2.5 times as much ammo, if not more, to then still make up for the damage. Do I have any endgame builds for reworked Frost? I don't recall if I put out a Frost guide previously, but it should still be much the same. That, again, is a work in progress when I don't have to repair a computer that died. As I say, most leaning towards raw damage rather than status. Yeah. Status is nice for status effects, but you don't have to go that way. I've cheaped out here because it means minimum form are necessary. And you can absolutely ramp those up elsewise. Or else how on that? Yeah. Hell, you could just skip status entirely. That could probably work. Cheers for the hydrator then. We're out of tea now. Have I played any Caliban? I haven't played his rework, because it's not in the game yet. Yeah, if we switch this over to that, which used to be Zata, but there's now Eclipse, use that as a damage bonus. We've got Venice Formation, like, how far can Lavos just take standard stuff? Grab that there. Apply electric. Oops. I wanted damage buff, thank you. But if you apply all the buffs that you can on a frame, then you can get some good shit out of it. It's just not going to impress me beyond high tier options, but that's the point. It's not supposed to be a high tier item, it's a drop from Tedocon. I mean, granted, we also got Sarin Prime, which is a high tier item, so go figure. AX-52 is a mid. It's on par with Form and Prime Automatic. No, it's above Form and Prime Automatic, but not much above. It's Form and Prime Auto buffed at the expense of no shocker mode. Okay, that's a little bit silly. I'm one-tapping them now. Because of all the buffs I've stacked, I'm now just one-tapping them. That does feel silly, honestly. No idea why D keeps handing out Siren Prime. She's beloved. People hear Siren and go, oh, yas! I could probably drop the fire rate on this and still win. And that's not going to stack up Deadhead that way, but, you know. Can we compare this on Kuva Carrick? Ah, yes, we were going to do that, yeah. Kuva Carrick. Okay, so, stat comparison to start with. Kuva Carrick, lower crit chance. Sorry. Worms breaking stuff. Right, as I was saying, yeah, crit multiplier is lower, crit chance is lower, status is way higher, base damage is lower, fire rate is ever so slightly higher. Base damage is 23, then can get maximum 1.6 multiplier times onto that. 36.8 still lower. The Kuva Carrick is just worse. Yep. The Kuva Carrick is just absolutely worse. Worse for crits, worse for damage. It's got a bit of slash in there, but it's not exactly amazing slash. The status goes up, and that's it. We have a better Kuva Carrick? Seems like, yeah. Better Kuva Carrick with no progenitor. Your progenitor is puncture. Even with 60%? Yeah, because 1.6 times 23 is 36.8, which is lower than 40. That little bit of fire rate bonus is going to bring it to about par, but then the crit stats just absolutely ruin it again. And for all the wool in the world, that 31% status is not carrying the Kuva Carrick to victory. It's not. Raptor, I was hoping they'd hand out Ember Prime instead of the Prime Resurgence. Oh no, there's money to be made. Why would they hand out Ember Prime when they can make the money from it? Nah. Speaking of progenitor, if you're going to add a progenitor element, which would it be? Void. Let's get weird. Why not add Void? I understand not having the other elements in there, but Void could absolutely have a place. Especially if it was Zarta's Void rather than Operator Void. Yeah. Just uniquely, if you either do it with Zaku or Operator, you get Void. Imagine that. That'd be wild. Add Tau? What is Tau damage? What is Tau damage? I know Tau is the damage of the sentience, but what is Tau damage? Real about that. Does Operator Void do anything? Special from Zarta Void? Yeah. It's able to hurt Eidolon shields, for example. There is definitely a difference. It's also able to hurt the Spectral Thrax. Tau damage sentient? Yeah, we know that. But would he be Caliban damage? Well, Caliban doesn't do Tau damage. Tau damage doesn't have anything to it. It's just a value. It's just a value. It doesn't have a nature to it. It's like saying what flavor is water. It's flavorless. Yeah, Tau doesn't have a status either. That's correct. So, a Tau progenitor would basically just be a middle finger progenitor. Congratulations, you got nothing. Well done. You might as well have picked Impact. But yeah, looking at Kuva Carrick stats, we don't need to really do much in the way of testing. We can put it through. Scope, chamber, munitions. Swap that out. Swap that out. We'll keep that in for now. Swap you out. Let's give it Prime Shred, and let's give it the Corrosive. Let's move you over here. I can fit in you and you. I know this is different modding, but close enough for comparison. Close enough. Let's see how that looks. Again, not going to use Lavos to buff up anything here. Let's just shoot with it.
Woohoo. Hi guys.
Well, this just insults me. Yo, Mighty Queen River! With the 20-month resub on the channel there. Thank you very much for that, Queen. Hope you're doing well. There we are. We finally got our stacks to get some kills. The Kuva Carrack versus AX. Yeah. That's all of them? That's all of them. God, that's a lot of zoom on that weapon. Ugh. Full part smoke British stream you ever been on? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So, cheers to the sub there, Queen, and multi-PT, thanks for hydrate. Oh. Cheers. I cheer with tea, but I'm out of tea. I literally drank it all already. Alright, let's do that same again, but this time I'm going to add in the electric and eclipse. Yeah, it's basically just slightly worse than the AX. I'm needing a couple shots to get it to lethal on the status procs here. Yeah. So the AX is a better Carrack. Lower status, granted, but otherwise, aside from the status, it's just a better Carrack. Tickets for the raffle. Exclamation mark raffle for details on that. Knowing they've confirmed Infested Lich, any prediction on infested weapons, or weapons you'd like to see a buff version of? Imagine if they gave us a infested Torrid we could slap in it. They won't do that. They absolutely will not do that. Kuva Torrid Incarnate. If that happens, someone at D has been paid off. That would be ridiculous. No, they're not going to go down that road. As for what weapons they might do, honestly, it's really hard to say. It's really hard to say. They could pick any variety of weapons. They'll probably go for ones that they don't want to or can't turn into an Incarnate. Whichever ones those end up being. But as which ones they might end up picking, hard to say. I'm not going to try and predict it. We'll just see what comes. We'll just see what comes on that. Cos is saying, don't even care about the weapons, just want to make your own boy band. Fair enough. Oh. If they're really obnoxious with their whole boy band musical nature, then people are going to, rather than kill them, they're going to convert them and use them as on-call crew to deploy as psychic damage against your allies. Oh no. Oh no. No. Oh, oh, oh. Oh. Imagine a team of 4 people, each deploying a different band member. Thank you, Shadelia, for this 375 bits, and the perfect example as to the kind of things you can fear. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is bad. We'll have to see what comes of that. Oh dear. Yeah. Alright. Yeah. Alright. We already have psychic damage to allies, which is Mirage AoE weapons. Oh, that's just blowing your eyes out. This would blow your ears out. you're going to be facing off against one infection or Backstreet Boys. They're going to be rocking up, just slapping your stuff around, and then it turns out you've also got your allies doing the same thing, and you can't even kill those ones. Yeah. Yeah. That's, Warframe's getting increasingly weird every single year. Warframe is just going... As I equip the Barbie AK, let's just make it full Barbie. There we are. Warframe is getting increasingly weird, isn't it? Why not run both? Mirage, AoE weapons, and Infested Lich? Sure, why not? Why not? All told, this weapon is mid. Usable, but mid. Yeah. Bap, 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 bap. That's buffing it to the 9s with Lavos. At least as far as Lavos will buff to the 9s, yeah. I could have used Raw there, but yeah, I have Eclipse subsumed, that's all. Alright then. Merlabe needs even more tea, fair enough. As I'll say, even better, they all play it, but they don't sync up. It's just 4 of the same song offset on a delay. Yeah. If you get them just a few milliseconds out, not a whole beat out, just enough. Just enough out, so it just sounds absolutely horrendous. Yeah, that would hurt. Especially if they have some kind of little bit of voice filtering going on, or maybe heavy voice filtering going on. It could be really bad. It could be really bad. Look forward to that pain. Enjoy your Ember Heirloom and Sevagoth Prime backsides whilst your ears get absolutely shredded. They like the new song? I'm not really into boy bands, believe it or not. They're not my preferred music. Yeah. Really? What we got? I hadn't even got around to picking it up. Really, thank you very much for Heirloom Ass. Yep. That's a phrase. Thank you, Miralabe. Alright. 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 Let's grab an unedited loadout. Sure, just leave as is. Why not? Safety sign Dana. Straight on. It did nothing! There we are. Cool. There we are. Nope. Safety first. Lava King defies hiding? Yeah. What other options we got there to try and help deal with that? Well, that's doing nothing. That's doing less than nothing. Yeah, it's just not. That's no option do we have. Your question is, does Ember have abs? A little bit, yeah. There we are. That fixes it. We just scroll in. We just zoom in. We have no problems anymore. There we are then. Have I got Rapala? I don't know. Apparently not. Apparently not. Alright, let's be serious about this then. What kind of Sandana do I have that could make this more interesting? Not that. I always hate that one. That cape is too boring. So that's not going to work for us. Flames is just flames. We want something interesting here. Alright. You know what? Let's try and... no, let's not work something like that. That I'm already using on Jade, so it's too recent. That looks a bit heavy. And apparently very little color modification of interest. That's just... why does that change? Huh? Why is that changing Ember's color? Alright. Weird things. Weird things indeed. I think I'm going to go with this. But now, we're going to completely overhaul colours. Now we're going to completely overhaul the colours. Because as much as Ember may look that way, we don't have to make Ember Ember. She shouldn't have to be all fiery. So let's see what we got here. We're working on this channel at the moment. Let's go for an entirely different approach. Let's full opposite, actually. Go with that blue right there, and then in the energy, I think this is. Yeah, this is in the energy. Go in the Katia, got the icy up over here. On the tertiary, we can have a Orokin gold trim. Actually, that's a bit... I was hoping that'd be right in that. We can work with this. Accents. The accent, let's also shove that up into Tasteful Gold. That'll work. And then that Sindana. Copy the main colours. There we are. Just complete opposition. And attachments. First of all, it's copying the colours for now. Copying main colours, just give us a starting point, see how they're looking in approximately right direction. You know what, actually, yeah. Get the attachment details in. Going down here, aerospecs, probably not. Oh wow, that is bulky. Sod it, let's try bulky. It's completely unexpected. Don't know, I like it. Could go bronzish instead of gold on that one, maybe? You know what? I'm not opposed to the thought. Not opposed to the thought. We take that and go for something like there. Do on the accents as well. And heirloom. And then on attachments, copy it in. Sindana. Copy it in. Yeah, I like that choice. Go for the bronze instead. I think the knee pads are excessive. I think those, as funny as it looks, doesn't really fit. Chest piece goes through, a chest starts to look a bit jank. It looks a little bit, I'll admit, it does look a bit jank. But that's Warframe in a nutshell. Jank. That's excessive. Yeah, let's not use that. That is definitely excessive. In the wrong direction. Bloom. Tails? Absolutely not. No, I don't think any of these ephemeras are really giving the kind of vibe I'd want to add. I'll skip on the ephemera. Shard Hex. I don't have any shards at the moment, and honestly, I don't really want to go for that. Signa we can definitely work. Let's see what we got. I mean, there's the heirloom one, starters, and we can bring that right in. Yeah, why not? Slap it in there. Auxiliary. No. No. But coming back to those leg plates, with everything else that's going on, those leg plates are not what we're looking for. So let's just delete those out, see if there's something else we can work with. A Riv Elite does work well in a lot of cases. We've got clipping on these little tassely bits there, which is not great. Telecon 22 could work, actually, now we look at it. Always got to love a little bit of Telecon instead. Yeah, it's tasteful. Add some spikiness, but... it's just these arm bits everywhere. Fluffy, tassely bits. And tasteful frosted glass effect you can still see, but don't have to see. Looks absolutely nothing like the promo stuff now. Alright then. Oh, Pepper, I mean, imagine that Hydro was for you. Sorry. There we are then. Completely different approach to how she started. Completely different. A lot of spiky, a lot of chill. The bronze accents rather than gold was a very nice suggestion. There we are. Ember put into and immediately back to the Barbie gun, yeah. Immediately back to it. Non-emissive. I don't think we need to fiddle with that. Where's the emissive going to help us here? It's just little bits in there. Honestly, we don't need to fiddle with that. We don't need to fiddle on that. That's going to just exist as is. Yeah. When how Coral Garuda Node would look on that, you know exactly how it'd look on that. You know exactly how it'd look on that. Barbie Ember now. Hold on. Lilac, config C. There we go. Come on, give us a Megan special. Stop being halfway there. I want the horrible clash in pink and green. I want worse than these. Worse! Worse! Fine, I'll do it myself. And... you. There we go. Right then. Attachments. Copy main. Sign data. Copy main. There you are. There you go. I read some of those kind of fire because the actual attachment layout looks nice and some random colors are going to fit that. There you are. Now it's disgusting. Now it's absolutely disgusting. Voltamelon on 3 years of estrogen. I'd see. Certainly a take. Yep, certainly a take. I mean, if we're gonna tie it to the Voltamelon Ladybug, there is one other thing that needs to be done. Then one other thing that needs to be done. I think. I'll provide. What do I use for it? This one. With that. There we are. If it's going to be the Voltamelon, you have to remember the mayonnaise. Have to remember the mayonnaise. There you go. Okay. Can you get a Prime Warframe from watching my stream for 30 minutes? That was yesterday, Muslim. That was yesterday. You have missed it. Like, you hate it? I hate it too. Yeah. The what? The mayonnaise. Look. The Voltamelon is based on the Whack-A-Melon. And the Whack-A-Melon is Whack with her watermelon whilst joining us on the stream for quite some time. And Whack would always have their watermelon with mayonnaise. We have proof of this. We have photographic proof of their watermelon mayonnaise concoction. Cheers, Plasma. So, we honoured that absolute... monstrosity, because it reminds us that our own sins pale in comparison to those of others around us. But let's stick with Ember looking like that. From basic prime to upgrade. Yeah. You really want to get some kind of frame, you're a newbie. I recommend you check out my guide on how long it takes to farm every Warframe in the game then, Mozidum. It doesn't cover every Warframe, a few have been added since, but near enough every that you need to worry about if you're new to the game, absolutely. Longest Farms Hill. Or just, you know, the most popular video on my channel ever of all time. Exclamation mark YouTube. Because you can get a Warframe here, and you can get 1, 2, 3 Warframes here, I think it is. And then over here, you've got another 2 Warframes there, and you've got a Warframe over here. And then you've got a Warframe that is over here. And then we've got a let's see. 1, 2 Warframes there. Another 2 Warframes over here. Yep. And then I think another Warframe here. And then another Warframe could be on here. Like, you see what I'm saying? There's a lot of them to be picking up. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yep, Tiana Pass. Easy to forget. There is another one over there as well. Don't recommend Zaku to newbies. He requires a drop from max level Fortuna. Did I really recommend Zaku to newbies, or did I just say there are Warframes you can get here? My guy. Lord Jibby, I recommended the guide where I go through how long it takes to get each Warframe. I gave the recommendation on following the guide on how to get them quickly. But thanks for the warning on how not to do the thing I wasn't doing. Slancy, they're on about the Fortuna materials you need. They're on about that. But again, wasn't what I was talking about. I was just pointing out that Warframes are all over the system. Go play the game. It's called Warframe. What's my favourite Warframe appearance and abilities? Yours is Misa Prime. I didn't realise we did a crossover with Death Note. I'd never seen Misa here, but you know. I do like my Lavos. Yep, I do like my Lavos. From Lavos to Lavos to Lavos. I forgot that was the appearance. Oh, I forgot that. Can you still get the AX-52 in months or so time? We don't know how long, but not anytime soon. You missed it. You'll have to wait. It'll be back in the not so near future. Just going to your shift the first time. How do you get through the doors at the back, or is it just decoration? That is a secret you're going to discover later. Yep. That is a secret you're going to discover later, because you see that door, and that door, and that door. Nope. Nothing interesting behind there just yet. You need to go play the game. Just like you'll be unlocking segments, you'll be plugging things in places and getting decorations, and getting lovely posters with nothing interesting behind them. You need to play the game and unlock this stuff. Do I like Mesa Prime? Yeah, Mesa Prime's a good Warframe, absolutely. Are all the slots fashioned? Define fashion, I guess. Define fashion. Hot take, Caliber is actually a really good frame with helmet. That is a hot take. Yep. You've just announced to everyone you don't understand how Warframes are balanced. Amazing. That was very brave of you. That was very brave of you. Have I tried Lavos Plague Doctor skin thing? I don't have it. It's 10gen, which means spending out on it, and I don't care enough for cosmetics to purchase it. As much as I've been going over some cosmetics here, it doesn't even show up in here, does it? I'd have to go through a different system. As much as I've been showing off some various cosmetics here, I don't go out of my way to obtain much in the way of cosmetics. They just kind of end up in my possession, and I work with what I got. Do I have a Harmony build? I've not done a build guide to Harmony as yet, no. I've not done that. Wonder what's the best ribbon for the Zor? It depends on what Zor you're building. Straight up. Judge Dredge saying that implies Warframe's balance is supposed to be on the revolving buff wheel. It's more a case of where they sit among each other. That's what I'm referencing there. Relative power levels is the difference. What do I think about D skipping past Zaku and Lavos for Severgard Prime? I think it's unusual. I think it is rather unusual. I'm not sure why they've done it exactly like that. It could be they were having issues with the design and implementation for Lavos and Zaku. Just because of how their models are built and what frames they have to work with. Like, actual animation frames. They did mention a little bit about this on the art panel yesterday, in making the designs for Severgard fit the original design frame for him. So they could be running into issues on what designs they want to work with there, and so moved ahead to something else they could do. It could also be they're intending to have Zaku out closer to Nabrus to meet with the theme there. Could be an option. Where Lavos fits into that, I don't know. Could be they have different plans entirely. Could be all over the place. So we'll just have to wait and see how things come through on that. I don't have strong opinions on it though, because I know the Primes will be here eventually. I know they'll be here eventually. Overguard can be removed easily with void damage. Yeah, that's a hot take as well. That is a hot take. If Overguard is a problem, add void damage is not the ideal build advice you think it is. It's really not. Yeah, Magnetic has a bonus against Overguard now, which will outstrip the bonus you get from void damage by the first proc. Not to mention that void damage only has a 50% bonus. You could just do something else. So if you're suggesting a subsume, using up your subsume slot for void damage to deal with Overguard, you're not quite catching it. And anyway, D themselves recognise that Caliban needs a redo. So if you're enjoying Caliban, cool, more power to you. That doesn't make him good. That makes it where you enjoy him. It doesn't make him good. Slash viable Overguard. Damage is viable for Overguard, that's the point. Damage is viable for Overguard. But for all the lingering zones, it's a slow cast. It is a not huge area that he casts it into. Hefty amount of energy to set up said zone. And the rest of his abilities do not key into each other very impressively. His one on Caliban is absolutely dire. Absolutely dire. Is Arcane Frostbite, Shivering Contagion worth it? Together or separate? I'm not sure exactly what your question is there. They work in builds. You can fiddle around with builds and see what you please on that. It allows for elemental combinations built around it to get even more power, yeah. Why is awful? That's why you say our Helmeth? Right, okay. Chill, Chibi. Well, I'm not going to continue the discussion with you because you're happy with Caliban, and I'm not happy with Caliban, and I've looked into Caliban quite extensively. If you're saying that a single subsume can change that, I absolutely 100% doubt it, and you've thrown out the idea of void damage for Overguard. So, you enjoy Caliban. Go ahead, enjoy him, Chibi. No one can take that away from you. But that's not going to change my mind on Caliban having serious issues. How do you collect the drops from yesterday? If you earned them yesterday, you need to claim them in your drops inventory on Twitch. So go to your profile, your menu, and go to drops inventory, drops and rewards. And then you'll need to make sure you've actually claimed it. If you've claimed it and you've got a linked Warframe and Twitch account, it'll be delivered to your account shortly. That may take a hot minute, may take until tomorrow, simply because there are so many people claiming it. Make sure you have got your accounts linked up in that. It's interesting to see that Shivering Contagion was bugged, and D decided rather than to correct the bug to the description, they fixed the max result to match the bug, really, and changed the description to match the bug. That was a weird one. That was a weird one. Not often they do that. How to build in Karen and Furious? I've not finished with that, I'll be honest, so there's not a build to look at there. That's still a work in progress. That is definitely still a work in progress. I don't think there's anything more to look at with the AX-52, I'll be quite honest. It's just an exceptionally standard rifle with a quirk that you get plus 100% final crit chance on headshots while scoped in. The ammo efficiency, I think, is a trap, honestly. I would really rate the ammo efficiency a trap. You don't need it. You don't want it. It's only 60%. So your ammo lasts 2.5 times as long. Cool, cute. You're reloading a little bit less often. In exchange, you're missing out on the critical bonus and gaining what? You shoot longer. That just doesn't seem smart. That just doesn't seem smart. This may be a questionable choice. In total, it's giving us a 320% critical chance bonus. Certainly helpful with our headshots, but also general shots. So anything that misses the head, this is still helping a lot. So I'm pretty happy to keep that one in there. 320% critical chance bonus with a 26% base is giving us an 83.2% bonus to our crit chance. So it's bringing this to 109% before this perk activates. 209 with it. Have I tried it with Harrow? Okay, Catalyst, just so I understand, before I go running off into simulacral missions with Harrow, what about Harrow is of particular interest? Is the crit bonus for this additive or multiplicative? That's just a mathematical operator. Your actual answer is it is a final bonus. So it's applied after all mods, increasing your critical chance value by 100 percentage points. So if you have critical chance 26%, this turns it into 126. You're very right, Umbrella. If you're not getting constant headshot kills, this is going to have a mid-tier boost. And at that point, you are going to be better off using critical delay instead. For the 200% always on, rather than having to get charge on this. Because if you're getting less than 2 kills every 12 seconds, this is going to be better. Yeah. Straight up, that one will be better at that point. So you do something like that. And the negative to fire rate there is actually probably going to be a positive. This thing fires so fast that you're saving bullets that you would otherwise be throwing away. Hey, you should try it with Zarda's Whisper into the Earth. Hi there. You apparently have watched, was it Dystopia, I think someone said the name was? I think someone said it was his Dystopia build guide. Zarda's Whisper into Gath. Yeah. You're not the first person to recommend that from someone's video. Yep, you saw it there. There we go. Nailed it. Thanks for recommending another creator to me. I'm not going to try it with that. Another creator's already got that covered. Fair enough. Crits go burr. Sure. It's just crits go burr. Like, credit to them. Crits do indeed go burr, but just crits go burr. Helmet from Navara, between Nourish and Raw, what would you choose? It depends on what you need. Do you need more energy? Do you need more viral? Do you need status damage? What do you need, Ninja Flux? That should be your choice. Because those are two very different abilities right there. Sashi's saying, never been a fan of fire rate unless something has infinite ammo, you just lose ammo faster. It's not so much you lose ammo faster, you get the bullets out quicker. So your DPS has taken a specific increase. Certainly if you're using something which requires more than one shot to kill, getting that second and however many shots until lethal out quicker means your DPS is quicker, you can switch target quicker, you're faster. Yes, you will reloading more often, and so you work to fight against that as well. But fire rate is definitely an improvement. It's just one you have to work with. May I see Zor build? Just want to adjust melee weapons, something a bit more up to date. If you're looking for the Zor build in terms of what I'd showcased earlier, that was Exodia Contagion. You'll want to check out my Exodia Contagion guide. That walks you through exactly how you can get that set up, what kind of approach you'll need. Exodia Contagion. And if you're looking as to which Zors to build, my Zors guide has got you covered there as well. It's an older guide, absolutely. However, nothing really has changed about Zors that needs to be updated on that side. So, Exodia Contagion and Zors, you're covered. Go for it. As for which Zor to build for Exodia Contagion, the specific parts don't matter all that much. It comes down to basically crit and damage. It's the type of Zor rather than the Zor attachments. So the Zor I was using here is not exactly ideal. If you wanted an ideal Zor for Exodia Contagion, you wouldn't exactly pick this. And yet it still is enough to completely wipe the floor with pretty much every enemy you throw it at. That's how little it matters to go for ideal stats. It just works. So if you're wanting a crunch, it's not a bot bip, it's not a Kuva, it's just a crunch. That works. What's my favourite primary weapon? Honestly, I still just love Fulmin Prime. I know it's not the most powerful gun in the game. It is, at this point, higher mid-tier, but it's still a great weapon. It's just comfortable to use. It is comfortable to use. Have I done the math on burst versus sustained DPS for fire rate, by the way? Obviously, fire rate increases burst DPS when counted for reload. Do you know if it evens out or has a diminished but present sustained DPS increase? So the problem is you have to consider the opportunity cost. If you just increase fire rate, your DPS increases. Because the amount of time you spend getting out X amount of damage shrinks. Your reload time is fixed on the end of that, doesn't matter, but the time you spend to get this chunk of damage out is now quicker. You get more damage per second. Fire rate increases. But instead of fire rate, you can put something else on the weapon, and that is absolutely something to consider. That's when you get into the opportunity cost when it comes to sustained DPS. So with this setup here, there's not actually currently a fire rate bonus on this one. Yeah, no, none of that is fire rate focus. I think I sent out the fire rate to Arcane Acceleration. We could absolutely switch that out for Arcane Rage instead. Or we could swap it out for Avenger. We could swap it out for just something that's not even to do with that kind of damage. Various options abound there. I think we're going for something like Arcane Rage, is that could allow us, because we got Galvanized Aptitude as well, at that point you can consider going out of Primary Deadhead into something like, say, Frostbite. If we go the Frostbite approach, we've got the Cold Procs, which are going to be triggering this, which is going to be increasing our multi-shot and our critical damage. Our critical damage is a brilliant thing because, of course, we're getting the aimed headshot for crit bonus, so that can work together. It comes down to what combo of things you're going to stack. Warframe has reached the point where for your maxed out builds to really optimize, you don't look at just the weapon, you look at the setup. However, the problem with that is that you don't need to optimize to that level. You don't. If you take a good buffing Warframe and you take a good modded weapon, you will wipe the floor with basically all content you encounter. That's it. So, optimizing it is mostly for, are you doing an endurance run or just wanting to feel like you're doing more. We start running into an issue not with Warframe's modding, not with weapon modding, we start running into an issue called Ken can't aim that quick. My reaction time to switch from target 1 to target 2 is not good enough. I am not a CSGO professional. I am not in the Apex Legends World Series or whatever they call it. Hell, I'm absolutely terrible at even things like Rocket League, and that's not even using a gun. But I still can't aim for shit. At that point, you start running into issues of how quickly can you switch to your next target. And as Kag is pointing out with just the word Okicore, that's when you start using weapons which don't require that human skill element and still work. Does Jade Shield buff still apply when shields break? Which Jade Shield buff are you asking would apply to Lord Chibi? Which Jade Shield buff? Because if you're talking about the regen over time bonus, when your shields are not regenerating, the buff from it... literally, go watch my Jade Guide. I literally talk about all her abilities there. Just go watch the Jade Guide. There is a timestamp in the description to take you straight to it too. In fact, there is a timestamp to take you straight to a shield buff section. I talk about it. I got you covered. I'd probably answer every question you have about her shield buff right there. So, to save me repeating the details bit by bit, watch the guide. Got a mod for you, primed spray and pray. Well, AX-52 is actually pretty bad at that, just an FYI. I get that's a joke, but AX-52 is not designed as a spray and pray weapon. If you don't get the headshots whilst aiming, you're missing out on its unique trait. If you're only hip firing, then you can't get the crit chance, so you're missing out on that big unique trait. This is not a weapon to spray and pray with. This is a precision weapon. This is absolutely a precision weapon, whilst you can try gunning down the general masses. If you shoot an enemy in the head with this weapon, say you've got the setup like this, so this doesn't look like it needs headshots, okay? If you shoot an enemy without scoping in, and you hit them in the body, you're going to have a 78% crit chance and a 5.3 times crit multiplier. I think that's currently buffed by my Sentinel. So to give you your multiplier on that, we've got base value plus the 78% crit chance times the 4.3 because it's -1 to get the crit multiplier. You get an average critical output here of 4.354. 4.354. If you hip fire and hit the head instead, then what you're going to get there is an average of 8.488 just from the crit, and then you also get an increase of damage 3 times the crit 3 times the total damage on most headshotable enemies. So it's actually 25.464 versus 4.354. To put it simply, you're about to increase your damage on the order of 6 times. Now if you scope in, getting that 100% flat bonus as well, you'll only get that on the headshot, so there's no point calculating the body shot difference. Running that through on the headshot, our average bonus is now 54.264. 54. So you can either not scope, aim for the head anyway. Not sure why you do that, but okay, you fire cheaper bullets, you don't spend as much ammo, but you need to fire more bullets to get the same damage output, or you can scope in and get all of the damage output. If you don't scope to the head, it's 4.354 versus 54.264. 4.4 versus 54. Like, that is a huge, huge difference, and on a mid gun, you need to use those bonuses. How does hipfire passive work with energized musicians? They multiply together. They multiply together. So if you've got the 60% ammo efficiency here and the 75% ammo efficiency from energized munitions, you end up with 90% ammo efficiency, I think that is. Yeah, that'd be 90% ammo efficiency rather than 100, which makes me sad, I'll be honest. It makes me sad there. I'm not sure what other ammo efficiencies you can get that aren't just already 100%. Let's check the wiki on that, actually. Are there other ammo efficiencies we can use? Let me quickly bring up the wiki page on this, because my memory is not doing me any justice. I'm not looking at the secondary arcane, because that's just straight up 100%. We could use that without using the guns perk. Sources of ammo efficiency, those are all specific weapons. Akimbo Slipshot is a secondary arcane, so it doesn't help. Internal Logistics is an amp. Arcane Pistolier is 100%, so it doesn't help. Void Fuel doesn't matter. I mean, it could matter. Where does Void Fuel come in? That's Majorite. Void Fuel, Void Fuel. Oh, that's only during Void Strike. Oh, that's no good. That's an uptime of 8 seconds to a 40-second cooldown. That is absolutely no good. Nope, can't use that. Nope, that is it, basically, yeah. You can get 90%. Look at the screen, please. Sorry, Queen. Who are you talking to? Queen, calm down and tell me what you're actually saying. Because you're not replying to someone, so I have to assume you're talking to me. Well, the best mods for AX-52. Alright. Just be nice, Queen. Or hit the reply. Well, actually both. Yeah, this is a headshot weapon. If you're not headshotting, you're missing out on bonuses. Galvanized scope would be better than critical delay if you can keep up the kill rate needed. If you can't get at least 2 kills within a 12-second period, like consistently, 2+ kills in a 12-second period, you might as well go crit delay. This will be more consistent. This has a higher maximum. You can do the two together, but you don't need that much critical chance considering you're already getting benefit from the unique trait. This is more of a supportive thing. The other options, you could just not do that and go crit damage. There's a thought I hadn't explored. Critical damage. We can think about bladed rounds. I know some people are like, oh, what about hammer shot? Because status chance, but it's half the crit damage bonus of bladed rounds. So what's the value on this one instead? What does that do to our mathematics on this? So if you are going for that scoped headshot, which I said is so very crucial, with this setup, bladed rounds is going to bring us from... that's a... Oh, is this not with a companion bonus? Did I take my companion off? I did. This is without a companion. Oh, that's even nicer. Okay. Sorry, my bad. Critical. So yeah. So we're getting an increase there of 2.4 times 4.2. 2.88 times that 2 plus 2.4. So we're actually going to have an 8.16 crit multiplier with this. So 1 plus 1.26 times. It wouldn't be 8.16, it would be that twice minus 1. 16.32, so 15.32. And then times 3. So with bladed rounds in here on headshot, whilst aimed, we get a 60.9 times damage multiplier from crit and headshot bonus. Whereas if we run critical delay, if we run this instead, we'll have 5.3, something comes to 10.6, that'll be 9.6 critical bonus. We're looking at about 54, so that does come out slightly ahead. The issue with running this is that if you don't headshot or don't scope, then you're going to be just lower. So for that 10%-ish, yeah, it's about 10% damage boost on those headshots. Any non-headshot or non-scoped just gets a lot worse. There is also the fire rate to consider there. So critical delay is going to be worse again slightly. Oh. And how's it look? We do 50% headshots. That's a good suggestion. That I'm not going to be able to run through my calculator very easily, so I think it's time we grab a notepad. Let's see, are we set up to have a notepad on stream? Oh, let's fix that. There we go. Right, let's notepad this. Boom. So, I'm not in the way of that notepad, am I? No, I am not. Good, good, good. 50% headshot values. So, non-headshot, scoped, with critical delay, we're going to have 78% CC, 5.3 times CD, 1 times body mult, and I'm not going to consider fire rate because we've already seen the fire rate on this thing is more than you want to work with. More than you want to work with. At least Notepad wasn't on the hard drive. Ouch. Thanks, Cosmo. Cheers then, Crimson. Alright, so, running this then, we have 1 times 1 plus 0.78 times 4.3. That's just how it works. Our body hit running that number through, I'm just going to shove that into Google. It tells me 4.35. And then headshot wave above will then have 178% CC. Oops. 10.6 times CD. And 3 times body mult. So that gives us 3 times... Oops. Don't know why I hit there. Okay. Point 6. I know this is rounded incorrectly because we don't see the correct value in the arsenal, but I don't care. It's not important. Oops. So that is 54.26. The difference here in headshot is absolutely phenomenal. That's the headshot difference. So your 50% rate, that's going to be 4.35 plus 54.26 divided by 2. 29.3. Okie dokie. Is the scope CC flat additive? It is a fixed additive bonus to your final critical chance after all mods, yes. So if your crit chance is 26%, you scope in and hit a headshot, your crit chance is actually 126%. That's what it is. Hard drive took a hard dive into hell? Yeah, the hard drive's just dead. The hard drive, which has a lot of Mike Engineer stuff on it, is just dead. Like, look, for example, if I switch scene now, let's switch to my intermission screen. You guys have seen my intermission screen many, many times. This is what it currently looks like. Did you notice there was also no transition? It just blinked over from one to the other. The transition's gone. Because where that file was is now on a dead, inaccessible drive. And I don't know that I backed up the transition or the intermission screen. This happened on Tenacon. It happened just an hour or so before stream today. My hard drive just failed. And I don't know that I backed up the new intermission screen. Which is an absolute travesty. Why did I not do that? Why did I not back that up? I don't know. I might have backed it up. I need to go through my backups. I didn't have time before stream to check. I was tragically trying to rescue the drive to absolutely no effect. So yeah, always back up your stuff, people. Even if you think you don't need to, even if you think it's not that big of a deal, set your backups, make it happen. How about videos? All the videos are uploaded. All of the Patreon stuff is up on Patreon, so that's there. But otherwise, it's... yeah, the raw files for those, any of those that I didn't back up, they're gone. So the Jade video that's just come out, that video is up on YouTube, but the raw file on my computer is gone, and I cannot get that back. Do I think a data recovery center might be able to pull them off? Maybe, but that would cost a pretty exorbitant amount, to be honest. It will be easier and simply more efficient for me to recreate what files I need to recreate. How old was the drive? Old enough that I know better. This is entirely my mistake. This is not some tragedy. This was an entirely avoidable issue. It was entirely avoidable. If I had done my backups proper, then I wouldn't have an issue. It'd be a dead drive, whatever. If I had found a way to get the broken drive out of my case and put a new one in, I'd be better. That is part of the problem, is that I put off replacing the drive because it's wedged into my case. My case has a manufacturing fault, so the 2 hard drives put into there are stuck. The caddies cannot be removed without destroying the case. It is a bad design and a manufacturing fault. So I've been putting off making changes to that because I need to basically invest in a new casing components. It's a whole lot of faff there. Whole lot of faff I did not want to go through. Instead, I now have even more faff to go through. Not the right call. So back up your stuff, people. At very minimum, back up your stuff. frequently. Yeah. My mistake. My mistake. Alright then, so this is with the critical delay, so now let's look at this with bladed rounds. So that's going to bring us down to a 26% CC. This is body shot. The crit damage is actually going to be 4 times 8.16 times crit damage, and again 1 times body multiplier. So that gives us here, that has changed to 0.26 and 7.16, which comes out to 2.86. Ew. But we expected as much. And what about with headshot stuff? So on the headshot, it's going to be a 126% CC. That crit damage, 816's doubled to 1632. Which means that this comes out to 1532. That is 60.9. And so that equation, that stuff again, it is 2.86 plus 60.91 all over 2 comes out to 31.89. Just slightly higher. Only slightly higher with the bladed rounds there. Alright, 50.42 is crit damage to that. Yeah, King of Goblins. So this is the crit multiplier, this is the crit damage. You see this 1+ term here? That is the base value, because this is a multiplier. This is shown as a multiplier, but you don't actually multiply by that. This is definitely meant to be 1 down. Just like it's 1 down here, just like it's 1 down here, just like it's 1 down here. It's intentional. That's how the math works. So yeah, if you have a 50% headshot rate, using bladed rounds rather than critical delay, ignoring fire rate, comes out to just a little bit better. If you're getting 50% scoped headshots. If you gain more than 50% scoped headshots, it moves further over towards bladed rounds because it's got 60.91 to the 54.26 here. But if you have a low accuracy on your headshots, then you're going to move down towards poor results because it's 2.86 versus 4.35. Ultimately, you want the headshots. Get good. You need to be good with this weapon. You need those headshots. If you're not headshotting, the damage difference is absolutely insulting. If you are not headshotting, why are you even firing your gun? Is the very simple takeaway here. Aim and headshot. That's fine, Karamera. If you don't want to play it, don't play it. That's fine. Other games exist. You don't need to come to a stream which is enjoying the game if you don't enjoy it. One more I put on was a V. Yes, I think I put on a V polarity. Assuming you hit 50% headshots, yes. If you've got better than 50% headshot rate, bladed rounds just gets even better here. The only other thing of consideration is, what does this look like if you're not scoping? And ultimately that just means this 100% bonus here vanishes if you're hitting the headshots unscoped. So if I just take this here, it would look like that. Unscoped, you instead only get 25.46. So if you can get unscoped constant headshots with crit delay, you get that. And with bladed rounds, it'll be much worse, because while that term will nearly double, this term will come down to a third. So critical delay will be better there, but the trade-off, yeah, you get some ammo efficiency, but you'll have to fire more shots anyway. I don't think that works out. I really don't think that works out. Especially as there are other bonuses you can get for scoping in, which make it even stronger still. Blade rounds crit damage only works when scoped in. Good point, yeah. No, yeah, on aiming, yeah. So even more reason you can't use the bladed rounds. Good thing I didn't run that number, isn't it? Very good catch. Scoped firing requires way more reloads. There is more reloads. There is absolutely that. This will take longer to kill. This will kill quicker, and then you reload. Yeah. It's a trade-off. Ultimately, it's a mid-weapon. You've got some trade-offs you have to figure out there, one way or the other. There's only so much you're going to get out of it. The other thing to consider with bladed rounds, this has been running off bladed rounds itself, not counting primary frostbite. Primary frostbite will give you another 120% critical damage, which means if you're using that or something like that, this becomes worse because they'll add together. Yeah. Engineer 1, what would it look like if we went pure crit build and not care that much with the other stuff? What do you mean a pure crit build and not the other stuff? Because if you're dropping elemental damage, that is a multiplier to your crits, which is going to start adding to each other at that point. You don't do that. If you mean you're dropping pure damage, you want that. If you mean dropping your multi-shot, you want that. No status chance? Okay. So you would just be replacing your toxin status with just toxin mods. That doesn't change the comparative multiplier, because that's a separate multiplier to everything else going on. This doesn't interact with your crits to make a difference between one crit build and another. All of the equations shown here is only focused on crit and headshot effect. Has nothing to do with elemental, so will both scale just the same way. If you have 100 damage and 200 damage, and increase both of them by 30%, they're still the same ratio to each other. Scoped means ADS. Yeah, aiming down sights, it's scoping in. Holding aim. The 60-60 is a form of saving here, yeah. If you don't want to focus the status, then you can absolutely go for 90% mods here. Just be aware you will need more former to make that happen. Like, a depolarity former here will bring you to 7 spare capacity. That won't be enough to turn these two both into 90% mods. You could do one fully ranked and one partially ranked. So you could do Hellfire Cryo rounds. They'll give you a 90 and a 75. Otherwise, you'll need another former somewhere. And you might consider a Radiator Reload or whatnot. Do bear in mind, dropping your status down will affect your output there, because those corrosive procs or whatever procs you put in are supposed to give you some value. Supposed to. Unless, again, you just buff the absolute hell out of it with Warframe abilities, like I was using Valence Formation and Eclipse. Question, where you farm Ash? Answer, Railjack. For further details, I recommend checking out either the guide that's just been linked for you or the wiki page for Ash. He's in Railjack in various places. Yeah, formerly for 90s and a pure cold mod on here. First of all, this setup, got that currently sat on a V polarity. If I went for pure 90s, that V polarity is going to end up having to be Radiator Reload. It's not going to get anywhere amazing at this point. Yeah. And again, it's only going to get you so far. We're quibbling over small elemental bonuses at this point. If we count this all through, if I took out all of that status, which would be a huge loss to status, by the way, we would be dropping 180% bonus, left with just an 80% bonus. That is a huge loss. Absolutely huge, especially if you're using something like Primary Frostbite. Because this, at the moment, has a cold output with this fire rate, assuming no companion. This is a cold output of not even 1 cold proc per second before multi-shot. With multi-shot, would get to about 2.4 cold procs per second whilst firing. So that's manageable. That is manageable, but that's where it is at the moment. If we were to drop this down, yeah, losing half our status chance, I think that is. Yeah, losing half our status chance. Ooh. Certainly in lower density situations, that starts to feel dicey. It could work, but I should make Prime 6060s? Not sure on that. Not sure on that. If you go for scoped headshot only, why not galvanize scope instead of critical delay? We were talking about earlier, it's absolutely an option you can do. You drop that, you pop this here. You can do that. No problem at all with that. The only thing with that is that you need to constantly have those kills because they're all individual stacks. So if you're not getting at least 2 headshot kills per 12 seconds, then critical delay comes out better. You need more than 2 headshot kills in any given 12-second period for that to come out better. That's all. Weapons aren't delivered? Yeah, speak to DE. I can't fix that, sorry. If you're having any issue whatsoever, your weapon being delivered, it should arrive by Monday. If it's not arrived, DE support can help you. I cannot. No content creator has any ability to resolve this for you. Not one. Follow the steps on DE's website. Alright, let's see. What could one do with these? So if this was a 90% mod, this was a 90% mod, this was a 165 mod, our total elemental bonus will go from 240% currently to that'll be 90, 180, 240, plus 165, 405? We go from 240 to 405. A 48.5% damage bonus. Yikes. So by throwing away half of our status chance, we would get a 48.5% damage bonus. And it would require us having 4, 8 plus 9, 17 more capacity to fit in some way. Obviously with formers available. So 17 more capacity. If we had put a former, this one, the dash polarity, so one former would get that to 6. 2 formers, we've now got 3 capacity spare. We need another former here, depolarity for the cold mod. And that would still end up consuming 1 extra capacity. So yeah, 3 formers needed to do that. 3 more formers. Would 2 deformers work? Here we'd still use our capacity. There we'd get plus 6. Wouldn't be enough. Nope. So if we did D and D, we'd still need to form one of these. So we need 3 formers if we're going to get that there. And I haven't even touched the Exilus. Exilus got anything in particular interest? Nope, 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 nope. That would be about the best, or the Vigilante variant. And it's the wrong polarity! Yay! Okay. That's amazing. That's amazing. So yeah, you'd have to go --D across here to get the full highest elemental mods you can on these. I don't think we have... Yeah, we don't have anything other than that one, yeah. You go --D. And at that point, as much as you've got radiated reload, the radiation bonus would be paining in comparison to the rest of those. You could keep it for galvanized aptitude purposes. The reload speed is something... because it is a long reload weapon. It's all starting to get tight choices at that point. Yes, the gun is hit scan. Yeah. What's hard drive failure? It's where my hard drive has failed. It was a hard drive that has a lot of important Cantoneer stuff on it. I backed up a lot of it. I don't know how much I backed up. I'm going to need to look at the backups tomorrow. It failed an hour before stream. I'm like, oh, that's fun. So yeah, I'm going to be finding out tomorrow just what I've lost and just what work I have to do to fix what I've lost. I have also lost my Stardew Valley world, unless Steam has that backed up. I don't think it does. There's a lot of Steam games, the smaller ones were installed onto my hard drive rather than my solid state. So that's gone. Yeah, Barcode Farm is probably just gone. Yeah, it's gone, Cosmo. Luckily, the Minecraft world is not gone. That's on my solid state drive. I'm definitely going to find a way to back that up, if I haven't already. Again, I have to check where my backups are, how up to date they are. Got cloud save enabled there saved? They might be. But I'll have to check. This is the thing, I have to check. I don't know. I don't know. Queen saying they'll pay for the data recovery. Queen, data recovery could be like $500. Maybe more. Are you sure you want to pay that? Are you sure you want to pay that, Queen? Alright, tip the stream then. Pop it up, Queen. Pay up. Put your wallet where your mouth is. Umbrella's giving you the tip link. Go on then, Queen. If you say you're going to do it, you said yes in capital letters. Pay up. You want to pay that much for it? Go on. That much to ensure we get... And that's not even a guarantee we get it back. Mirror Ape, no. Yeah, no. That was specifically at Queen because I know they wouldn't. We need Arrow Good to live again. Arrow Good is probably in my backups. That one is probably backed up. Where did I put that? I have a bunch of different backup drives. Hold up a sec. Let me grab one of the backup drives. Okay. In order to plug this in, I'm going to have to use the high power port, which is also the one where the lighting goes. The green screen is going to be brokey for a bit. Alright, lighting out. Drive is in. Let's have a look. I'm so glad I have an online backup of the D&D stuff. Oh, that would kill me. Old Minecraft worlds, I have a save. Okay, fair enough. That's good to know. Still needs updating. Right, let's see. Twitch backups. Okay, I've got the subscriber animations backed up. That's good. Do I have the starting and ending screens? I do not, no. Shoot. Text, that is old information, old drawers. Okay, I'm going to need to recover winner information for the last couple days. Whoops. Good thing I have the Twitch records for that. But yeah, that's a lot missing from the Twitch folder. That was not the backups I needed. That's not good. Let's see here. Oh no. Oh, I'm noticing a lot of missing folders. Okay. There we are. That's the important thing. Okay. We found the important one. We found the important one. It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, I'm going to have to check my other backup drives. This one is a very full backup drive, and it's missing a lot of recent stuff, so I guess I used the other one. I hope I used the other one. So let's safety remove that. There we go, but noise. That was me, not yours. You're fine. Let's plug back in the lighting on that port. There we are. Alright, green screen should be back into perfect lining. Where's Engineer flag? Oh, that's definitely dead. That did not get backed up. That is 100% dead. Yeah, Engineer pride flag's gone. That is 100% gone. Oh. Oh no, I definitely didn't back up the recent graphics made for the merch store. I made some changes to fit all those graphics on there. And that one was a recent thing. I definitely did not back that up onto the drives. Fuck. Oh my god. I have really done this so wrong. I have only myself to blame. This is a cautionary tale to absolutely everyone. Whether you are doing university work, whether you are in a regular 9-to-5 business, if you have any kind of data storage, set up rigorous, proper backup routines and stick to them. This is a massive, massive cautionary tale. Can I get copies from the graphics original creator? Not if some of the graphics original creator was me. Yep. Just because it's avoidable doesn't mean it's my fault. No, it's actually my fault in this case, Umbrella. It was actually my fault. The drive itself failing is not my fault. Failure to prepare is my fault. 100%. That's on me. Is there a site to buy frames of them from other players besides Warframe Market? Warframe Market is absolutely the best website for finding players to trade with. 100%. That is the website you want. If that is not suitable for you, I don't know what you're looking for. Oh, that hurts. That realization really hurts, yeah. The inability to take the drive out of the case is a manufacturing fault, yeah. But that doesn't change my situation. I was aware of that issue by Bitson. I did not appropriately act on that. That is my fault. Cautionary tale to all of you. Take this lesson from me. Do I still use Warframe? Yes. Yes, I do. Actually, I say that. Is it still installed now? Was that on my old hard drive? Hold on. Let me have a quick look at that one. Nope, that one's on the solid state. I do still have it installed. So yes, I do still use a Warframe. That one has not been lost. I know it's a program I could just reinstall it, but still. Yeah. A whole bunch has been lost due to my negligence. I've got a lot of work ahead of me next week that I wanted to spend making videos, and instead I have to spend finding what I have saved of what I used to make videos. Including, for example, the intro beat. That whole intro to videos where after I've done I'm the engineer, let's solve a practical problem, and then that standard beat graphic and the bit that rolls through. I will have to see if I have backed up that most recent composition. Or if I haven't backed that up, did I back up the file I used to make it? Or if I haven't backed it up, did I back up the instructional information I saved myself, which I think I did, on how to rebuild it? And if I haven't backed... had someone suggest to me keep track of mastered things. So Skeptical saw your name on their page and your YouTube videos since you stream. Figured to ask you if you used it since a year ago. Yeah, I still use Warframe. Material, I should warn you, this is from DE. All third-party applications are use at your own risk. If you want your account to be as safe as possible, note I don't say 100% safe, as safe as possible, then do not use third-party programs. However, that is only DE's general recommendations. They cannot endorse third-party programs. I say a Warframe is fine. There we are. I've done my due diligence now. You've been given enough of a reminder that DE have their own points on it. Solansi has linked you to their third-party program policy. It's up to you to make the decision on that. It's up to you. I will say that people can be banned for just playing Warframe because sometimes that happens. Yeah. So, yeah. You doing a lot of research back and forth on it? Fair enough then. Zach Crimson, Ken, out of curiosity, is your Contagion build from earlier still the same as your video? Because I've copied that build and for the life of me can't get it to red crit like you did in this stream earlier since I removed aerial heavy attack. And it's driving me batty after seeing you do it earlier. I don't think I red critted. Did I red crit? What did I do? We had Mirage, we had... Did I have a specific config for it? No, I was just using that one, who cares. Also, there's a mod missing on that. Oopsies. This. Bada bing, bada boom. Ah! I have a ribbon. Maybe that's what you're missing. I have a ribbon. That could be the difference. As I don't know if I usually include ribbons in videos. It might have been in the clip, but yeah. That's probably it. Alright. Well, it shouldn't be too much of an issue to get. Zor ribbons are dime a dozen. We'll take a bit of Kuba to roll it into what you want it to be, but that shouldn't be an issue for you. And even then, this isn't red critting. Yeah. That's not red critting. Again, that could be changing what you've done on that, or the fact that I'm not heavy attacking. That's what that is. Because D removed the heavy attack in midair. Yeah. Because this gave double on heavy attacks, as did that. That's gone. So that has nerfed the crit. Yeah. When they have more simulacrums, you can get one from each of the main syndicates now. I've got a couple of them and not really needed to use them. So I'll show you the two that I've got. Consider that the ballroom is very useful for just general testing, especially as it has some nice distance markers. So the two that I've got are the syndicate ones. Did they remove heavy attack? They didn't remove heavy attack, they removed the ability to heavy attack in midair. So it causes, if you see here I'm going to swing, that works. Heavy attack does that. I'm aiming up, still slams. Whereas if I aim up and melee, it does that. So you can't do the heavy attack mid-air. It does the heavy slam each time, even if you're looking right up. So this is Arbiter's Hexis. Yo, Mad Seed. Is that Mad Seed? Mad Sid? Mad Seed? Thank you very much for subscribing with your Prime. Welcome into the channel proper there. Much appreciated. That'll go towards the repairs I need to do on my PC. Yeah, this is just kind of an arena. Now you think, oh, maybe the enemy spawned nice and close here. Wrong. They're down a ramp from you in this slightly weird arrangement. So, that ain't great for me. That ain't great. Yeah, ballroom is limited time access. That is a downside of it. That is a downside of it. Do I have an Occucore build? Did I do an Occucore video? Did I do an Occucore video? If not, I'll bring up that in a second. Evidently I did not. There is no command for it. Alright, this is what I've not loaded into so far, but let's have a look. Where do they spawn the enemies? Oh, come on. At different heights, no less. Well, they still die. Except for this one. Wait. Oh, that... Did I push them into these spots? Did they spawn there? Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Oh, that is absolutely not useful for testing. What is this? What is that? Oh, that's horrible. I hate that. Ew. Yep, alright. Ballroom it is. Ballroom it is. The new Duviri one? I don't know that I actually have that one. It's fair do. Fair do. Alright, Occucore. What do I have as a standard on it? This might be one that's designed to work with Hydroid, but let's have a quick ganders anyway. Viral, Rad, Heat. Yeah, that's definitely designed to work with Hydroid, because then it's got the full armor strip available to it that way. But again, it doesn't need to be anything too fancy. You got your Sentient Surge, which is going to give you a whole bunch of general bonuses. You've got your multi-shot, you've got your damage, you've got your status, you've got your elements, crit damage, fire rate multi-shot. It's just very standard stuff. Very standard. This is basically the mod that matters. The rest is just standard. Nothing too fancy 120 plat mod. Which one you on about? What, this one? Yeah. There's a difference between fancy and expensive. Yeah, Sentient Surge, everyone who played it at that time got it. If you were there for the Nightwave, you got it. If you weren't there for the Nightwave, welcome to DE Does FOMO. For some reason. Why they don't put previous Nightwave's items immediately available in the next store, I don't know. Honestly, I find that weird. I find it weird that DE does events which have some nice big lore drops, like the lore drop of the spat between Ordis and Parvos, that is now removed from the game. You can only access that information by going to the wiki now. Don't remember when the wiki became the Laverian, but it is. For various events from the past, to catch those voice lines and interactions and details, they just vanish, and DE seem to be happy to keep doing that. It's a weird one. And it's the same with mods. Here they are in Nightwave, now they're gone. What's that? Other people want to use them? They'll figure it out. It just seems weird. Whole story of Alan V? Yep. Yeah, I barely know the story of that guy, I'll be honest with you. Weird to do work you just immediately abandon? I mean, that's how I feel about it, yeah. Especially as it's voice actor work, no less. The scripting and voice acting all together on that. You thought you didn't have the mod? Oof, that would have hurt, yeah. That would have hurt. And so the price on those mods gets ridiculous because everyone only gets one copy, so someone either doesn't want to have their copy, or they made a second account and leveled up that second account through this as well. Imagine getting a second account to just play it Nightwave a second time to get extras of, say, clip delegation and photon overcharge, and you know there are people doing that and getting the extra plat profit from it. That's why the prices are there. People playing a second time or third time or fourth time over to have extras to sell. Will the AX-52 come back? Yes, but we don't know when. Probably in a few months' time. Almost certainly not in the next month. Beyond that, at some point. That's just how these things go. What about for the poor souls who fought in Night Hill, never had any context for Nightwave Glassmaker? Yeah. How about the poor souls that have no context for the new war? How about those poor souls? What do you need to do to complete the quest of the new war and get your way on the way to unlocking the Zaraman? What do you need to do? This is one of my favourite rants, because I think this one is a completely valid rant. Let's have a look here. So, the new war. Requirements. Own a railjack. Cool. I mean, you can buy that for plat, or just do the appropriate quest for it, that's fine. Own a necromech. You have to go through that quest line, so that's fine. Own an amp. Yeah, valid. Doesn't really require much of an amp, but you can have an amp. And complete Prelude to War. Prelude to War, what does that require? That requires the Sacrifice, which requires the Apostasy Prologue, which itself requires Chains of Harrow, which itself requires War Within and visiting Onko and Cetus, which itself then also requires the Second Dream and Set the Junction. You might notice there's something a little bit missing here. There are some bits missing. You do not have to fight the Ropalolist, in my understanding. In order to play the new war, you do not have to fight the Ropalolist. This just kind of exists here. It's expected that you'll get around to it. One would guess you would get around to it, but you don't have to. Nope, that ain't required. How about this? How about over here? This thing, blinking away. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. You don't need to go and have a look at this weird sentient thing looming in the distance. Would be nice to have that context. And those are things still in the game. How about Scarlet Spear? Where is that? Where is Scarlet Spear? Where is the fact that the sentients launched a major invasion of Earth? Isn't the sentient thing part of Prelude to War? Let me head back to Prelude to War. Let me see here. Prelude to War. Prelude to War is a narrative arc involving the Lotus returning to the sentients, preparing to wage war against the Tenno. The Prelude is presented as a series of mini-quests and cutscenes consisting of the Chimera Prologue, Error, and the Maker. Yeah. That doesn't give you what you're looking for, is my understanding. Does Scarlet Spear actually happen? You have access to it? I don't think you do now, no. No, it's just gone. Yeah, you have Chimera Prologue. You discover that Ballast survived, turned into an amalgam, and that gives you the paracesis. You have Error. You discover Murex. Do you have to find a Murex to get that side quest? Requirement. Nope, you don't have to do anything for it. You just get it. Yeah. You just get it. Yeah. No, so you don't have to go through that. You just do the next part of the quest. Do I have a video on Mag? I do not know. Alright, just looking through all the bits on the wiki there. Basically, it just has a few mini things. They removed the Murex requirements and requirement for the Sentient Sword. Terrible. Terrible. They could make those easier to access. Instead, they just remove them. They remove the context. They remove the context. So there is a whole ass invasion of Earth that happened prior to the new war itself. Does adaptation work with Overguard? No. Damage to Overguard will cause adaptation to activate, but it doesn't protect Overguard. Yeah, there was a big old invasion of Earth called Scarlet Spear. There was a whole coming together of a defense orchestrated by Little Duck. You had to deal with the Chondrix on Earth spewing out sentience. We needed to get some kind of codes, send them up to Railjack. And then a Railjack squad, a different squad, would use those codes in some weird janky way, it wasn't great, would use those codes to then try and defeat the Murex up on top. Yeah, this led to Limbo being nerfed, it led to Korra being nerfed. Which is kind of crazy to say. And those nerfs were never reverted. All of that is gone. All of that is gone. The whole ass invasion of Earth prior to the new war proper is gone. Later after that, we have the release of Lavos, which came with Orphic's Venom. Orphic's Venom, as a whole experience, is now relegated to just being a couple nodes in a couple places. There we are. Just a couple nodes permanently existing. Not a mini-quest. It could have been a mini-quest. They have the voice lines and relevant things going on. It could have been a mini-quest. Like the other mini-quests. Nope, it's just a node over here. And in two other places, basically the same node but with higher levels. And it's worse balance. Yeah, the balance on this is even harsher than it was during the event. Yeah, that's true. Can you do Orphic nodes without a Necromech? You can, I believe, because they'll have Necromech scattered around that you can use, which are not great, if I recall correctly. So technically doing it could be interesting. So those events, for those who were there for it, for those who've been with Warframe for years, this is the experience they had. There are sentience. There are these strange things. They're popping up in places. We go through the quests as they're being drip-fed to us, as they're being created. We discover that there is some connection going on with Lotus, and Lotus is snatched away from us. We don't have Lotus anymore. She's gone. And for ages, she's just gone. Orders are just putting in a hologram to fill the gap, but it just doesn't even come close to the reality we have of it. We have the roper low list being introduced. It's terrifying to see what is actually coming out of all this. These sentients are an increasing and pressing threat, and they stole Mom. You know? And then we have, following on from that, we have further incursions of sentients. We have then Scarlet Spear. Now we've gone from just incursions and problems. This is war. They are here. They are attacking. We managed to push them back. They're attacking again. It's now Orphix Venom. They found a way to disable Warframes. This is huge technology, just straight up disabling Warframes. How are we possibly going to handle that? We managed to fight against it with our lovely new Necromechs, but my god, is it terrifying. This war is still continuing to threaten us. Whatever shall we do? And the new war hits. And this is kind of the culmination of all of it, and then we kind of swat it aside over the course of a couple hours. Possibly a tiger. Thank you very much for subscribing with your Prime. Welcome into the channel proper, and enjoy your lovely blue sub badge. So now, what someone experiences. They rapidly make their way through the quests. They rapidly come across the sentients, and then there's the growing threat, and then there's the Lotus swanning off, and then you have to do a couple requirements, and then you have this new war, where you play a few factions that lose, and apparently Drifter gets involved, and then we fix Lotus, and Nama piss off. And everything's back to normal again. Ish. Or Valis looks, in many ways, worse. Plains of Eidolon has certainly been gooped up a bit. There are some wrecks just looming in places. Just looming. And there's a couple bounties. Where's the war? Where is the war? And I don't mean the weapon. Scarlet Spear is literally not present in any way whatsoever. If you weren't told Scarlet Spear existed, you wouldn't know about it. You need to be told by other players, go do Ropalolis first, don't put that off. You could easily ignore that this is happening over here and is relevant. Don't think we see the Murex on the star map before the new war? Of course you don't, no. There's just some wrecks after the fact. That's one of the few changes that happen. And then Orphix is just a railjack node which continues to make people scratch their heads as to who should want to engage with it. D creates these story elements and removes them, and it's absolutely wild to me. The use of events for story. If you want the event as a big push of rewards to bring people in, sure, go for it. But don't just get rid of all of that lore and development. To take Jade Shadows, where we have the Ordis and Parvos lore that is now gone. They could have that as just a sub-quest. Once you complete Jade Shadows, you have a mini-quest available. Ordis says, Operator, there are still Jade motes in the area. Powerful ones that Parvos is trying to use. We needed to ascend one more time to rescue those motes. You go through the mini quest, it uses some of the voice lines. Parvos is like, what? Oh my god, Orden carrots! Something like that. End of that singular mission mini quest. Ordis releases the boats into the sun. We just have a brief thing that's like zoomed in on the sun. Just really zoomed in on solar graphic, whatever it looked like. Similar to End of New War, Prograssa. And just have the motes drift off and burn up in the distance or whatever. They are committed to the sun. Oris says some line about, now they are committed, this is good, Parvos can't have his thing. And you are rewarded with a few arcanes. You're rewarded with a guaranteed common, uncommon, rare, and legendary arcane. Similar to how we had the Shop of Arcanes, but you only get one of each of those tier. It gives you specific arcanes. Boom, done. Simple mini quest, lore delivered. People get more of that. Oh, we know more about Ordis now. We know more about what Parvos is doing. Excellent, great, we understand these things. Yeah. What about the ephemera? Event item. If D wanted to bring that back, that's separate. That's fine. The whole point of having the mini quest there to have the lore and a little bit of reward behind it, because you don't want lore to be the only reward. Can new players encounter Jade Xmas before Jade Shadows? I don't actually know. I imagine yes, but I don't actually know if that's how it works. I'll be honest, I didn't want to look into it because it would disappoint me. They can? Not even checking if host should have that. That just feels wrong. That just feels wrong. That just feels wrong. Couple of thoughts. I mean, with what's currently in the game, I have to imagine many people just went, huh, with Pablo started talking about audits and ordinance. Yeah. That is in the game, but you have to really go looking for it with codex entries and whatnot. Yeah. A new player can see Greenstalk before the quest? Do you have the tech for not having that happen? I think if a new player looks at an established player's profile, the new player doesn't see this. If a new player sees someone go into operator mode in a open world hub, I think they don't actually see the operator. I think. It doesn't fix it in missions, but I think it does in open worlds. Skins can just be applied because the Stalker versus Protector Stalker versus Shadow Stalker are, to all intents and purposes, the same character. There are some moveset differences, but they can use the same model. It's just... It's these details, these kinds of bits, the loss of lore, and the inclusion of bits that make absolutely no sense. They don't give questions for players. They go, oh, what is that kind of weird Xmas? I'm sure there's some story behind that. I must play more of the game to learn about how this works. I must dive into codex entries. They don't do that. They just go, oh, cool, Jade Xmas. And then they get Jade Shadows. Oh, Jade Xmas is supposed to be this big thing. Oh, okay. Actually, is that... Yeah. Is that even there? It's not even... No, that's not in the quest, is it? No, and the quest isn't about the Xmas bit. It's the event that's just about the Xmas. So the whole Jade Xmas being a thing is just irrelevant now. Yeah, all the Jade Xmas dialogue is just in the event. Yeah. Good point, yeah. God damn. New returning players have no idea where they exist. I mean, they'll just be, oh, it's an Xmas with a Jade beam. Yeah, it's a beam that is Jade coloured. Yeah, it's Jade Xmas. Fair enough, then. That's just a thing that exists in this game, like Arson Xmas and Energy Leech Xmas. It's just a unit type, isn't it? Especially with it being Grineer as well as Corpus, yeah. How do you even get the AX-52? Now you don't. If you missed it, you missed it. You'll have to wait for the future when it'll be released via Barracuda. If you don't already have it right now, you can't get it until it comes out later. Yeah, this is... Yeah, quests where you need an amp and it lets you do the quest with a mote amp rather than saying, no, go build a better amp. That does suck too, yeah. There are some things that should be requirements, frankly. There are some things that just should be requirements. I get the idea of making it where players can play through the quests and catch up to their friends as quickly as possible. I completely understand that. I really do. But that doesn't mean let them blunder through completely unequipped and uninformed. No. Just no. Are Twitch drops rolling out slowly? There may be some delay with getting Twitch drops out because Twitch systems are a problem in general. If you don't get your drop by like halfway through tomorrow, contact DE support. Creators can't help you, only DE support can. Yeah, if in doubt, unlink and relink your accounts. Unlink, relink, and if that doesn't work, contact support tomorrow. I'm saying tomorrow to give it time for it to run through, because there are hundreds of thousands of people claiming it. Law should be told, not hidden. Law should be shown, personally speaking. It's fine for side details to exist in like codex entries, although even then you have to know which ones to look for. Because you'd be like, oh, well, let's look at the Warframes. What are the codex entries? What interesting things they... Gaze upon the crystal bastion, citrine's crystalline. Oh, that's just what citrine is. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Oh, maybe Dante has some cool stuff. You know, Dante? No, that's just who Dante is. Okay. I guess there's not really any important information in here, is there? Oh, what is this? 3 figures waited behind a simple table, their attention on a single chair, bathed in light. An old woman's voice from the shadow. Send her in. Across the room, a security officer, stern and plain, opened the door. The outline of a young woman appeared at the door. She hesitated, but only for an instant, then crossed the room and sat. There was a gasp as the light hit her face. Her right eye was bright and blinking, but her left was a greasy slit. Her skin had been burned moon white. Her mouth was a sagging gash without lips or expression. Her military beret was pulled snug over a scarred and hairless scalp. The old voice. Your name is Kayleen? Kayleen nodded. You were the principal investigator of the Zariman? Kayleen's voice was a jagged whisper, a rigid face. Yes. Kayleen coughed, straightened. The Zariman was lost making a fold from Saturn to the outer gates. Mechanical failure. I notified families and filed a report with the inspectors. Nothing ever returns from the fold, so I closed the case. But you opened the case days later. I didn't believe it myself until I stepped aboard the ship. It was completely intact, full environmental, as if it had never left. And the crew was gone? Not exactly. Kayleen hesitated. We thought it was empty, but we began to find... Her face twitched at remembered pain. We began to find children hiding in the ship. And that is when you violated procedure? Kayleen bowed her head, a tear welling in her sightless eye. They were children. They were afraid. They needed comfort. So you broke quarantine and this happened to you. There was silence as Kayleen touched her face. So what have you done with them? The old woman gestured for the officer to take Kayleen away. The meeting was over. When Kayleen reached the door, she twisted out of his grip and shot back. Why would you do that? Why would you put children on a military ship? We didn't. That would violate procedure. That's just in here. Hiding away. And if I understand my timelines correctly, I think this existed before Operate was added to the game. Yeah, a few other Warframes, not many, but a few others do have details as well. And it is fine to have some lore hidden away, but not like so hidden you wouldn't even know to look for it. When you have ones which are just Why would you look here to find details like that? Some of those I find just weird choices. Why would you make something to not be found? Why? I'll let it be an exercise for you viewers to have a look at the Rhino Prime one, or the Excalibur entry. Absolutely. And then there is Ordis lore hidden around, all kinds of bits. It's odd where they hide some little bits and pieces. But in general, I say that for a video game, lore is supposed to be experienced. To be shown. Not merely read in some text log hidden away. To be shown, to be experienced, certainly where it pertains to the main storyline, which always, as ever, brings me back to saying, where is the war for the new war? Because if you start playing today, it ain't there. If you start playing today, certainly if you are not guided on how to find the story of Warframe, the new war is the new skirmish, which gets quickly reset. And that I do think is a flaw. So if you are new to the game, like EP Sloth here, welcome on in, literally started playing today. If you are new to Warframe, there is so much with lore, and I'm sorry to say that there are some lore bits you are going to have to find out from the wiki or from other players. Meet people, speak to people, find out what is at this point now spoken history shared from generation to generation of players. Despite it being the same story you are playing through, it is historical story, which you'll have to catch up on. And that is one of these biggest flaws. That is one of their absolute biggest flaws. Which, considering how much of a quibble it really is at the end of the day, there's a lot of games still to be had. Alright, I've just realised how far over time that has taken me in talking there, so I think it's about time we do a Platinum giveaway. If you haven't already grabbed yourselves a ticket for it, exclamation ticket in the chat for a chance to get that. I'll be doing that draw in just a minute's time. So exclamation ticket, grab yourself a ticket for some Platinum. Doesn't matter what platform you're on. You can be on PC, PlayStation, Switch, Xbox, or mobile. Any of you can win it. It's one ticket per person. If you already have one, the bot will just tell you, oh, too many tickets. You already got one. I'll give you all a moment on that. Give you all a moment. Oop, already didn't forget. Don't worry, the bot doesn't discriminate. If you try to get another ticket, it'll go, you already have one. Pee off. But that's all. And do remember, it's not enough to just have a ticket. If you are the winner, you will need to actually claim the prize by contacting me on Twitch. I will send you a message if your DMs are open to say, hey, you're the winner. You'll have 24 hours to respond. If you don't actually claim it, well, you can't have it. Much like that person during TennoCon yesterday, who unfortunately got offered an absolutely omega prize and apparently was not there to receive it. So they redrew it to someone else. Don't be that person. Don't miss out. That was funny. I find it sad. They may have just gone to the toilet, and that sucks. 24 month? No, 24 hours to respond. Right, 24 hours to respond. I didn't say month, did I? Didn't think I did. 24 hours to respond. If someone wants to respond 24 months later, well, okay. It's gone. It's gone. I think the longest I've had was... In fact, it was recently. Yeah, 3 months. I think 3 months is the longest someone has gone before actually trying to claim a prize with a 24-hour limit on it. Yeah, that doesn't work. You can't claim it then. Adoy, cheers. I'm alone here for thinking the graphics are way too detailed and feels cluttered. I mean, if you want to have a less detailed orbiter, you can certainly have less. You want less. But if you mean emissions, it does get a bit visually noisy at times, yes. You might want to play a little bit more solo. Yeah. Did they mention how we will get the AX in the future? I don't remember them saying officially, but if it's like any previous TennoCon item, like the got for Prime and the Vastalok, Barraketeer will most likely bring it around in his shop in at least a month's time from now. It's not going to be soon. So, don't hold your breath. It'll be back, but it won't be quick. Anyway, I said a minute, I think that was 3. So let's close up the entries. We have 123 tickets today, 123 hopeful people, which, considering we have 317 watching right now, that's a lot of people who aren't hopeful, but hey, there we go. There we go. So, out of those 123 of you, the winner today is indeed going to be... Cananver. C-A-N-A-A-N-V-R. Cananver. Congratulations, you are the winner today. If you have capitals in your name and it makes it easier to pronounce, sorry, the bot forgets that. Oh, there we are. Cananver's right there. There are no capitals. I am supposed to struggle with that. There we go. This is the second ever ticket you've claimed. Would you look at that? Yep, Cananver had a ticket back in June, had a ticket today, and this one's drawn it for them. Would you look at that? So Cananver, I'm just going to send you a quick whisper. You should see this pop up on your screen. Hi, smiley face. There you go. Cananver, I need 3 things from you. 4 things from you now. First, I need you to say thank you to Meriadec for gifting you a sub there. Meriadec, thank you very much for giving a sub over to Cananver. It's very nice of you there, Meriadec. So first, you need to thank them. Second, I need you to send me, in response to that whisper, your Warframe username, platform, not password, platform, and I need to know if you have cross-save enabled on your account. So send me those 3 details, and I'll be able to get that platinum sent on over to you. I will send you further information in a DM once you give me that information. That'll be shortly after stream. Alright then, for everyone else, that is where we're going to wrap it up today. We are... let's see, we should be able to raid on over to another part of the Warframe community. Slight problem on that is I can't switch this to an intermission screen. I mean, I could, but it looks like this at the moment, because my hard drive broke and lost half the details I use in my stream. So now look at it, it's missing textures. So rather than that, we'll just sit on this screen. We'll just sit on Mirage. Actually, no, we'll do better than sit on Mirage. There we are. We'll swap that out for something a little bit less garish. Nope. That fits a vibe. That fits. So we'll sit on that whilst we see about someone to raid on into. I don't know if Sil just made a suggestion or not. Don't think I saw that. Nope. So let me see. Where can we head on over to? I'm just going to mute up the stream's desktop audio so we don't have random audio come through from someone else's stream. I don't like that happening. Especially as I don't know what music they might be running. Good old copyright would sync one instantly. So we could raid on into... Who are you? I don't recognize you. Day 14. Oh, is that someone new to Warframe? Hey, someone was saying about how it's all cluttered. Let's go to someone who's definitely got less clutter then. Sod it. This is a complete gamble. Absolutely do not recognize a person, and that's because they are new to the game. So let's say hi. Let's share the love to someone new, or I can accidentally delete the name I was copying. There we go. I am a professional streamer. There we are. Raid is up and running. Alright then. So we're going to be heading on over to someone who is seemingly relatively new to Warframe. I want you to be on your best behaviour. Definitely no spoilers. If you get banned for sharing spoilers, I will ban you in this channel too, so don't be that person. Instead, be wholesome. Be there to show love and support. And if you are a subscriber, get your Snack Raid emote ready as well. Let's show them what this community is all about. But that is all from me today. Thank you very much for joining in. I will see you in the next stream, assuming I actually fix my computer by then. And you have yourselves a good one. I don't even have a stream ending screen now, so we're just going to end on this. Bye-bye.